Verdomme, kaarten tyfus joh, 1 seconde.
And welcome to the newest episode of Midweek Mix-Up
podcast.
We are live. Archimedes is here. He's just having a little bit of technical issues. He was just in the green room there, but unfortunately, for some reason, it kicked him off his microphone, etc. So as soon as he comes back on, we will drag him back in. But welcome everybody to the newest episode of the Midweek Mix-Up. We hope you enjoy the show. It's going to be a little bit of a shorter one this evening because I'm a little bit not well this evening. Erwin's very tired. Vin's tired. Archie's tired.
Too busy with Forza, sorry.
Speaking of which, there he is. Archie is back.
Hello. Pet sleeping.
So, can you hear me?
Boom.
Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you now.
No.
Okay.
Oh,
We are
Right
live.
when the show starts, I have issues. Yeah.
It is all good.
You should not install 1 minute before the show starts the NVIDIA Broadcast Center, because that was the issue.
Oh.
So they,
Well, you're back. You're back. Never mind.
I'm back.
Never mind. Right, chaps. Welcome
We can see
everybody.
your face, by the way, now.
Welcome everybody to the newest show.
Plofkip.
Let's get straight into our introductions. Before that, our three major topics for this evening, of course, is Forza Horizon 5's amazing launch success over the weekend and up until today. Xbox Gamepass huge month coming up, starting with Forza Horizon 5, and of course the Xbox 20 show, which is airing on Monday. Let's get into our introductions for the panel this evening. Of course, we've got the vast majority of our usual panel. Chris will be back again next week. He has confirmed, so we will have a full crew.
Yeah, baby!
But yes, absolutely awesome. First of all, we will start bottom to top. So, Patcher, how are you doing today, brother? What you been up to?
Well, I'm doing actually pretty good. Had a long meeting after work today, so that was the bitter side of the day.
Another meeting.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. We drink some beer, we eat some food. So actually,
A meeting.
after the meeting was pretty awesome. So I enjoyed it. Yeah, but as you guys know, as we all play Forza Horizon 5, of course, been playing since Friday, and I didn't play anything else. So I'm enjoying this game very, very much. And man, like I said, can't stop playing.
Yeah.
So,
we'll get into that because we're going to get everyone's impressions on it, and of course talk about the stats for the franchise as well. Erwin, another. But by the way, if you haven't noticed already, both Erwin and Patcher, unlike myself, Vin and Archie, both of those are still playing all Forza Horizon 5.
I'm not playing. How can you say it?
And I don't blame him.
am.
I don't blame him.
I'm not playing
I'm not
either.
ashamed. I'm playing. Fuck it. I love it.
But yes. Erwin, how are you doing today, brother? And what you been up to?
Yeah, I'm not doing too bad. As you can see, I'm in my racing seat.
Oh, you're
Not on the wheel because it's not there. I'm on the controller. Same
you
as
grow
Sven,
a belly.
Yeah, I did. Look, there it is. Let's go.
Plofkip.
But no, I am. I'm playing it since Friday as well. I took a day off because I got a doctor's receipt of Mr. Dr. Greenberg. I was ill that day, so I could luckily enough play a Forza Horizon 5. And my nephew was also here. He was sick as well. So that was a lot of fun. In the weekend, I played a little bit on Saturday. Sunday, not so much. Spending time with my son. And the rest of the week, just driving around with you guys as well. Hunting down the all-road achievement and also just fine-tuning my wheel settings for the game. Finally find some right settings. I posted them on Twitter if you are interested. And having the Subaru WRX, that sound, it's god lovely. Reminds me of when I was young, like really young. A friend of mine had this car. I drove it a couple times at Rotterdam, the Maasvlakte, where you had a nice straight, and man, that car was so fast and so impressive. I always wanted to get it. Never purchased it, but now finally in the game it reminds me of that. So cruising around and slowly but steadily now doing more story missions, and absolutely in love with the game.
Awesome stuff. Vin, how are you doing today, brother? What you been up to?
I'm doing good. I've a week off. Under pressure, but it's a good timing when Forza Horizon 5 showed up. So I've been playing that a lot, also since Friday with all of you as well. And
Definitely gonna play it.
And The Last of Us 2. I've been shocked this morning by a certain scene. No, it's not the most spoken scene, but the other one.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
The poking scene.
yeah, de hard en droge drolhok.
Poking the bear. Poking the bear.
Yeah, it brought me a lot of questions. Why did he spit?
make
For
you doubt.
example, he didn't use. He didn't use a spit.
Dear God.
Oh, fuck's sakes.
So far, I'm doing good.
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Last but not least, before we get into the topics. Archimedes, how are you doing, today, brother? What you been up to?
Thank you. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. It's going to be a mad show. I can already tell. Yeah.
Yesterday.
Or Friday.
Welcome to the mix-up Madhouse and
Yeah.
To the Madhouse. Yeah. No, I've been also playing a lot of Forza. I finished Age of Empires 4 yesterday.
Nice.
I finished all campaigns. Took me only like 38 hours, according to Steam. So
38 hours?
Yeah, 38 hours to
Damn.
finish the 4 campaigns. Yeah.
Okay.
But I loved every second of it. It was fantastic. Yeah, and I just uploaded a video, so I'm doing good. The weekend can't come fast enough, so I can finally play more Forza.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Looking
How are
forward-
you doing, Drew?
I'm a little bit under the weather. A little bit under the weather. A little bit bunged up.
Oh, it's so hot in here.
Ah,
It's
Under
so
the
hot
weather?
in here.
I think you've got
I'm
some-
under the weather.
it's quite a bit
It's so
of
hot in the room.
it's quite a bit of dirt on your top. I think you need to chuck it in a fire.
We're coming for you. We're coming for you, Drew. 1 point.
I think there's a little bit of dirt on your top. I think it's been spoiled. And you need to chuck it in a fire.
Yes.
Anyway, enough of this slander. Enough of the slander. Let's get into the topics for this evening. I hope everyone in chat, massive shout out to yourselves. Say obviously Crazy Louis there, Outbreak Podcast, Muppet, Doom Reaper, Pong Soul, Xbox Mix, Stuff Sean, HR Bomber, General C. Who else we got floating around in here? To go all the way up. It's,
Australian Stewart.
yes, we've said.
Australia's
I already said that. Already said
And
that.
ping pong.
Judos, of course.
Oh.
And anybody else who hasn't already said anything in chat, welcome to yourselves as well. Don't be shy, of course. Feel free to join in with the craziness that goes in our chat. It is awesome. We're a friendly bunch, so don't worry about it. But let's get in. We are, most of the time.
Oh,
Ah.
okay. You are. At least you are, Drew.
Yes, main topics
Control
for this
Erwin.
evening, of course. We're talking Forza Horizon 5. So, of course, the game unofficially launched. We'll say unofficially because it launched for early access for those with the premium edition or the premium bundle last week on Friday. Or if you were taking a nice trip over to New Zealand. Thank you, Studios, for becoming a member again. Thank you, sir. If you
Nice.
took a trip back over to New Zealand, you would have been playing it a little bit earlier on Thursday. I did that myself, of course, like a lot of people did. And we've been playing it ever since. The game itself, just to give a few statistics, just in early access, got up to 1.2 million players. 1.2 million players in early access before it officially launched. As of tonight, Pat has just checked the leaderboard there, and there is 5.1 million players. So that is absolutely crazy
It's just a racing
numbers.
game.
Just a racing game, of
It's
course.
just a racing game.
Just a racing
Yep.
game. 5.1 million players in the opening weekend, should
Yep.
we say. We haven't even got to the actual full-on launch weekend as yet either, which is just crazy to think. So there's obviously massive things for them. It is their largest, Xbox Game Studios' largest and most successful launch yet or ever.
Wow.
So really impressive stuff. Of course, the previous one, Forza Horizon 4, took, I think, a week to get to 2 million. So the fact that this has got to 5 million players in the opening couple of days is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
First of all, I want to get everybody's impressions on the game. I'm going to start with top to bottom this time around. Archie, I know you have, I don't know how much time you've actually managed to put into it as yet, but I know you've had a few hours in it at least. What are your...
I'll probably I need to check. Actually, I think it would be around 10 to 12 hours.
Oh, nice.
Would be my guess. Something like that.
Still plenty of time. Awesome.
Yeah, the majority of that on the Xbox Series X, but I also played this morning. Don't tell my boss. During a meeting, 1.5 hours on my PC. Yeah, the PC version actually holds up really well. Obviously, I do have a proper PC to run it. Also at full 4K, 60 FPS, everything maxed out. Runs butter smooth. And to be honest, I was doing a couple of screen captures just for myself to compare how is the PC version holding up against the Xbox version, and it's awesome. There's literally almost zero difference that you can tell. So that just shows you how amazing this game runs on the Xbox Series X and how powerful it is. And it is truly the first next-gen showcase we got. This is just an outstanding game. Graphics are amazing. It runs butter smooth. And everything. But what really stands out to me is, Playground Games really have outdone themselves, and I've talked about this on Boom's show yesterday as well, is how fantastic they designed the open world. There's literally around every corner something to discover, and just think about any open world game, any RPG, any action adventure open world game, any Rockstar game. The good open world games have something to discover around every corner. The open world doesn't feel empty, and they have accomplished that in that gigantic map. It's diverse. It offers so much. You can play however you want. Yeah, you can do just PR stunts. You can do street races. You can do collectibles like the XP boards. You can, like me, just play photo mode. It's really so well designed, and I think that is what really stands out. Everyone is pointing out, obviously, the shiny new graphics and everything, but to me, it's really the way how they made an open world that is full, rich with stuff to discover, and it's so non-linear. The game doesn't tell you how to play it. It is really up to you how you want to play it. And it's really hard to think of open world games that do that this well in any kind of genre. And that is really what stands out to me.
Yeah. What is it that you liked most the most so far about the game then? Is there anything specifically that stands out to yourself the most? Or I mean, where would you put it in terms of a game of the year, for instance, on your list so far based on what you've played, and what do you like most about it?
I start with the second question. It's definitely in my top 3, and I think it should definitely be considered as a Game of the Year nominee. For me, it's at this point Psychonauts 2, Age of Empires 4, and Forza are the top 3. I haven't decided yet which one is probably my Game of the Year so far.
Yeah.
And Halo is also coming. I want to give that a fair shot as well. If Jeff isn't doing it, at least I will do it. And so, yeah. I'm not saying it's got a Game of the Year yet, but it definitely should be considered for as a Game of the Year nominee, because let's face it, what Playground Games has done for the arcade racing genre, the open world racing genre, over the course of the last 7 years or so, is simply amazing. They have refined that formula over and over again, and now they have almost reached perfection, when it comes to open world races. And I think it definitely deserves the recognition. It is the highest rated game of the year so far.
Yeah.
We also have to consider that. And I've put out the thread on Twitter about that, asking, should it be considered? And the vast majority said, obviously, yes. The people who said, no, it shouldn't be, had always the same argument. It lacks a story. And I don't think that this should be the argument for when you think about the
For a racing
nomination
game?
of yeah. No, at any game. If a game doesn't have a story, that doesn't mean it can't be Game of the Year, in my opinion.
Yeah.
There's one
Exactly.
crucial point when it comes to Game of the Year considerations, and that is simply just how much fun is the game to play. And you don't need to have a story to have fun playing a game. Forza is the best example of that. Yesterday, Pong Soul pointed out Overwatch also got Game of the Year and doesn't have a story. So, yeah, that's really not an argument. And I would be really disappointed if it doesn't get at least a nomination for Game of the Year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, completely agree. And I think everybody's saying it now. I've seen quite a few people, obviously, on Twitter. But Benji Seals is one of them. He's also said the same thing. Gene Park has also said the same thing. IGN have said exactly the same thing. For a change, I mean, who would think IGN of all people would say the same thing? But they've all said exactly the same thing. This is the best game, or one of the best games of the year. It is the highest rated game of the year. It is a masterpiece. This should be well within a shout for Game of the Year. I think with regards to the Game of the Year, I'm not sure how the panel's made up, but if I remember correctly, it is people from all of these different publications, as well as a panel, a set panel. So if all of the publications are specifically saying this, then I think it's got a very good chance that it can be nominated. That's all we're saying.
Definitely.
It doesn't necessarily mean it'll win, because let's face it, obviously Psychonauts 2 was absolutely amazing as well.
Well, Age of Empires also would deserve it. There's, I can live with it if it doesn't win, but at least it should get the nomination.
Yeah.
And the thing what you just said about who decides the list for nominees is exactly my problem with the Game Awards.
Yeah.
They are absolutely not transparent. We actually don't know. They only say, like, on their homepage that 70, last year it was 70. I don't know what it is this year. Last year it was around 70 media outlets and people of the industry decide that the nominees and who wins. So I think you can't be less transparent than that. What's the problem? Who are these people who get to decide that? Make it transparent. It would make the Game Awards much more believable and much more.
Yeah.
What's the proper word?
I would just say
honest and believable.
Honest,
honest and believable. And that's actually my biggest problem with the entire Game of the Year thing. And yesterday we had a similar discussion. And the thing, I can't remember who brought the argument up, but Jeff has, over the course of this year, actually promoted quite a bit of Xbox stuff. He regularly tweeted, "Are you excited for Halo? Do you enjoy Psychonauts? Age of Empires 4 is awesome," stuff like that, which you haven't seen over the course of the last years. Now, you could make the argument, what else should he tweet about? Because obviously over the holiday season, Xbox is the only publisher bringing out games from the major platform holders. Nintendo and Sony just simply don't publish anything. This holiday season. But then still, we've had this situation before, and it's really obvious that Jeff is actually tweeting about Xbox lately. So maybe this time he will go out and consider these Xbox games to be in the choice for Game of the Year, they would definitely deserve it.
Yeah.
But do you
Most
see
definitely.
what Xbox Mix says in chat? Only 15% of the vote for Game of the Year from the Game Awards is decided by the public. The rest is decided by a panel chosen by Geoff Keighley. So he chooses the panel then.
He
No,
chooses the panel of I think last year it was 70 people and
Yeah,
media
also Phil Spencer is
outlets.
also in a Nintendo and whatever, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So Geoff Keighley decides the panel then for
Yeah.
85%.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
don't know whether it's Jeff who decides it. We just know that it consists of those, and that's exactly the thing. It's so intransparent. No one knows how the whole thing comes together, and that's why I totally am on the same side like many others in the gaming community. I'm always looking forward to the Game Awards, but not because of the Game Awards, but because of the trailers.
Yeah, same.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to. The
Yeah.
Game of the Year discussion. I would love to have that in the exact same way than the Game Awards, but as a transparent thing that we know how do these decisions come together. Then I would respect that, because I think such an award can be something healthy for the industry.
Yeah.
Every other entertainment form has it. Movies has tons of awards shows. Music has it. Everything has it. Literature, everything has these awards. And video games could definitely the video games industry as a whole could definitely benefit from a proper award ceremony.
Yeah.
But not like that. Not like that.
Yeah, most definitely. I agree there. I agree. Getting on to Vin, your impressions
Hello.
so far of Forza Horizon 5. You've had quite a lot of time in it, just like us. What do you think? What do you think of the game? What are your impressions of it?
I love it. It's very addictive. I think it's the best, almost the best Forza Horizon. I'm just in doubt because the best DLC is in
Almost.
Forza Horizon 3 with Hot Wheels. So I'm a bit in doubt, but it's the visuals and especially the audio. That's the best part of this game. The sound of the cars, the music. I don't know if it's also because of the headset, because of Dolby Atmos, but it's beautiful. It sounds beautiful. It's addictive. But I'm in doubt for Game of the Year because Psychonauts 2 was my Game of the Year so far,
Yeah.
and it's a bit of a tie now for me. I'm not sure which one I would choose, to be honest.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat, Vin. I'm in the same boat. Like Psychonauts and Forza Horizon are neck and neck, literally neck and neck.
And it's two completely different games, but they both compete. I can't judge Age of Empires because I don't have a PC that runs Age of Empires 4. But I seen Brody's videos and his review on Twitter, and it looks amazing. I want to play it, but I need a new PC first because I can't run it now. So
once you have one, you are in for a treat. The game is really, really good.
Yeah, I played the old versions, 1 and 2 a lot. 3, I was a bit, I say, disappointed. It wasn't as good as 2.
Yeah.
And then I saw your review of
agreed.
4, and I was like, I want to get back in, but my PC can't handle it.
Yeah.
So
4 is easily on the same level than Age of Empires 2. It's really well done. And what they have accomplished with their campaigns, they have like 4 campaigns in that game that are narrated missions, and the narration and how they tell the actual history of, for instance, the Mongols or from the French people and stuff like that. They tell that so well, and they tie these little film documentaries that they have where they filmed like a real documentary, and they tied it into the mission design, and that is so well done, so much fun. The gameplay is on point. I can't recommend it more.
Yeah.
I will play it when I have a new PC, but I'm in doubt to get a PS5 first or a PC. Because I want to get a PS5 when Forspoken comes out. That's the game I will get a PS5 for.
Maybe
Yeah,
on
I mean,
PC
you've
also,
got
right?
you've got a good few years yet because that's Square Enix, so it probably won't land when they say it's going to land. So
Yeah, it's April 22, right?
Mm,
Forspoken.
For
Yeah,
spoken,
Doesn't it release also on
we'll
PC?
see.
I think so. I
only
think so. I
PlayStation.
just wanted to say that. Yeah. Is
Yeah.
it PlayStation only? I think it's
Yes.
PlayStation and PC.
I think it's PC as well. Yeah.
Oh, the trailer
I think
said
PC
only
as well,
PS5.
Finn, so buy a
Oh,
PC,
they
man.
never listen to PlayStation trailers. They only ever say it's on PlayStation. They don't
Oh, yeah.
advertise any other platform, even though it's on every platform. And they've
Let
done
me
it for
Google it real
Ultra's,
quick.
Yeah.
Then I buy a PC first. But Forspoken is my is the game I wanted to get a PS5 for.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's announced for PC as well. It comes out PlayStation 5 and Microsoft Windows PCs in spring 2022.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, then
So there you
I
go.
go for PC first. That's
Definitely
easy.
gonna play it.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Erwin, I know you're
Yes.
currently playing Forza Horizon 5. But I want to hear
I
your
cannot
thoughts, and I also want to hear your thoughts on the steering wheel and the kind of options on that, because you're the only one here that has a real sim setup. So you'll be able to tell us a little bit more about that. So yeah, take it away. What's your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, so just the game on itself, it's, I think, my favorite. I like the Hot Wheels DLC, not as much as I did with the Lego, but everyone has their personal preferences, let's say. But the map on itself, it's by far the best Horizon map ever, let's say up to this point. The map is also more flat, so you can see more abroad, so you can see really far in the distance, which I like because the draw distances make it also so huge. And I believe that the Horizon 3 also had that in Australia, so you had those wide open spaces. And even if that map wasn't that big, it felt bigger than Horizon 4. But Horizon 4 had a lot of elevations in the map, which make it a lot smaller. And also that you didn't have a lot of biomes. It was just shitty weather and green, and that is it. And that is
British.
And that's British. I mean, that's how it is. But just a joke.
Driving on the wrong side of the road.
And driving two years or two editions on the wrong side of the road also doesn't help, and makes it easier. My favorite, because now we're on the right side of the race. On the right side, like definitely. No, but
right.
Just jokes around. It looks absolutely fabulous. The car sounds so freaking good. Like I mentioned, I'm driving the WRX Subaru STI, and when you are in cockpit view, when I'm on my wheel, I'm always racing in cockpit view, where you can see the hands on the wheel, right? But when you are having that headset on that I have now with the Xbox stereo headset, it's so freaking realistic. It's incredible. Those little crackles from the exhaust. And the engine, Boxer engine, and the way it shifts, you hear that also in some cars really good. So graphics wise, the man there, and like Brudyberger also said, there's so much to do. And it was also noticeable when we were playing with Fatal Enigma yesterday, that he's like, yeah, what the fuck should I do? Where do I need to do? How does this work? Because you can get lost also. It can be quite overwhelming how much you can do already so early on, right? With all the different kind of races and stuff like that. So I choose for myself to go first for the story. So I'm now doing multiple stories. And when I finish that, I go do all the races. And then I just start with all the blue races. So the Apex races and then the Baja races. Having a little bit structure in how I like to finish my game or to play and grind my game.
So well organized. I just drive around, and the next thing that pops up, I'm doing.
I know. And
same for me,
I am Yes, normally I am in my head always like that. That I'm not structured, but in the game like this, for my feeling, I need to be a little bit structured. So if people are lost in the game, try to build structure. And that maybe helps as well. Just do one thing at a time and don't get influenced by all the new things that pop up on the map, or else you will get crazy and lost, which can also then be counterproductive maybe for your feeling. So, but just play however you want to play. That's the beautiful thing about Forza Horizon. And yeah, what the team has created also by the time extra, I think there's even more detail. There's more detail on the map, the ground textures, the car, the physics on the car itself. If we see that the wheel gameplay, at first when I was streaming on Friday, I really had my doubts. I was just driving and then with standard default settings, and I felt it was really twisty on the wheel, so I didn't was fast at all, and I was on pro difficulty, and I'm still am, which is also good to mention that pro difficulty is actually bumped up from the previous Forzas, because normally I was on unbeatable and never had any issues at all, always won my races. And now I'm at least on the wheel. I have freaking hard difficulty to beat the pro difficulty. They are so extremely well on pace, and also outbraking me before corners and etc. So super cool to see that they make it a little bit more difficult. Sorry,
I beat you in the Goliath.
What? Yeah, because I was stuck in rewind for like a minute. Dumbass. So
skip.
Yeah, the experience on the wheel so far is I took my Forza Motorsport 7 settings because you have mechanical thrill and everything that you can adjust in game, and I made a little bit of a hybrid of that one. And actually, it felt quite nice. I can feel if the car is understeering, if it has snap oversteer or understeer, let's say, so I can catch the car. I finally can drift in the game, especially when I'm in the Subaru. Yeah. I actually can proper drift, and in Forza Horizon 4 or 7, well, for FM7, I could normally never drift, and in this game I actually can. It's an amazing feat, because that is how the wheel really comes to life in my MP and my Fanatec wheel. So that's actually really good. But the thing is, the small details on the road, bumps on the road and whatnot, is on mud and etc. is really good, but on asphalt it's a little bit fake. So I think they make a step up, but not entirely how it can be. And what I definitely miss is the view. So I'm driving in the cockpit view, and sometimes with the elevations I have a lot of blind corners. So you go in blind, you don't know where to go. So what I actually would prefer is not a hood cam, but a roof cam. When it's positioned on the roof, so you have a really nice overview, and then you can also see more of the surrounding. But yeah, those are maybe tiny details. But field of view, I think, in a game, especially for wheel users, I think they need to improve. But yeah, what is more to say? I'm stuck in photo mode also a lot of times. I posted a couple on Twitter already from the Subaru and the BMW. Those are now my favorites. I saw that I played like 20 hours. Vincent also, and Brody was at 11. And I saw that you, Drew, played like 2 days already. You freaking alien! So you were by far the most, because it's insane how much you play. Petri was also the same amount of Vincent and me, I believe, or maybe just a little bit more. And Emil was a little bit less, but you were like already 2 days and something hours. You're insane,
wow.
Dude. What the hell? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Only photo mode. He's only making photos.
Permanently on photo mode.
Yeah.
That's why I get so many.
Yeah. But what I like the most, what I told you also a couple times already, when I was young, I just took the car in the night after days of work, and I just drove around, just relaxing, clearing my mind. And I actually have that same feeling now. I turn on my wheel, I pick my Subaru Impreza, and I just take a drive. Of course, the all-road achievement that I'm hunting for is nice, but just the feeling that I'm out again, clearing my head, man, it's so freaking amazing. I'm disconnected from the normal world and fully immersed in this world, and they did absolutely a fantastic job. And the 5 million players will go to 20 million easily, but it's already a huge achievement, and I really would like to congratulate the team, the marketing also around it. Everything was spot on. The road to with the Forza Horizon Let's Go shows that they had, right? The live streams were very well organized. They give a very good view of the game, what you can expect. Very nice guest to talk on the live show. So no, it was amazing. I'm really impressed how they approached the whole package as a whole. And yeah, all the best for them with this success. It's great, and I hope it will be selected for Game of the Year, at least a nomination. Will it be selected? I don't know. If a game is so high rated, having so many players breaking records, whatever, critically acclaimed by everyone almost. Man, it should be at least have a nomination, and it would be nice if they could win, definitely. And the example that did Ping Pong made it, or Mick, what was it about Overwatch? I think that's a really good one.
Yeah,
Maybe
you're right.
people forget. And when it's a quality game, I think, or it's a game that just people like, it should win. So let's hope they can prove us otherwise than the feeling that we had the other years. But if we look back, what other games also won? Was it also The Last of Us 2 that won? Yeah, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. And actually, you play it now, Vin. I mean, fully deserved, right? That The Last of Us won Game of the Year, in my opinion. It's so quality also, right? So I think we are also looking a little bit biased sometimes towards it. But yeah, it's good.
When did it came out? What was the rivals of Last of Us 2? I mean, it's a great game. Don't get me wrong, but it's not perfect.
Yeah, but but if I cannot even remember the other games, then I mean that says enough, right?
Yeah.
Which year
Ghost of Tsushima?
Which year did it come out then?
No, I think it was the year before. I think Ghost of
Last
Tsushima
year.
missed that one, didn't it?
Last year?
Last year, right?
Yeah, it was
Last year, March?
2020.
March or so?
Yeah, March or April. And
Yeah,
then we
right.
had in June Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, and then in the spring, in the fall season, we had the big Ubisoft games, Watch Dogs,
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed, and
Yeah, there was nothing.
what's the
nothing
third
out
one?
Super
Yeah,
Lucky
but-
Tail on Xbox.
Yeah.
What the-
Yeah.
Yeah. But then The Last of Us 2 deserved to win because it's really a stunning game. You know, I mean, I'm
It's
really
really
impressed
good.
by especially by the motion capture stuff. You know, the faces in the storyline. You know, it's
Incredible.
crazy. Yeah, it's incredible how they done it.
Yeah.
Really well.
So it deserved to win. But for this year, I don't know who will win. Because you know, I'm really in doubt if it's Forza Horizon 5. As much as I love it, but Psychonauts 2 was a game that was so good. So I think it deserves it as well. You know. So
Yeah. It's hard to tell, isn't
Can
it?
somebody mute Vincent?
Okay. You're the expert, right, Erwin? So is this your favorite Forza?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Till now, yes.
From all Forzas, eh? Not just Horizon, but also Motorsport. Because you know what my thing is? You know, Forza Motorsport 2 when it came out, you know, that had so much impact on me. As you know, as in total. So I still think Motorsport 2 is my favorite Forza.
Yeah, it was super good. 4 was also very well made.
Yeah.
7 not so much. It was actually a repetition of 5 and 6 combined, let's say.
Yeah.
But I remember Forza 5 I played also quite a lot, but it was a launch title on the Xbox One.
It was a launch title, yeah. And I played that.
I
It
like-
was 1080p 60, right?
Yeah.
The Top Gear stuff
Man,
was awesome in 5.
Yeah, also. So so it's hard to say, but you know the pure enjoyment of Horizon 5 up to now, it's really good. I like I said, the real gameplay is for me very important, you know. And when I have the feeling that I have the feeling that I had when I was 18, just step in the car at night and go and clear my mind, man, that's freaking amazing. If a game recreates that feeling, right? For me, at least personally.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, Vin, it's a hard question, but yeah, I think it is till now.
What I will say as well is, the Forza Go streams and things like that they did, they were awesome. You know what kind of is taking me aback after playing the game is how much better than it is than even they originally advertised it. Like, in terms of how it looks, how it feels, how it sounds. Obviously, we only had glimpses of them on previous shows. And glimpses of the audio. You did a really good video comparing the audio as well, Erwin. That did very well, but only when you get into the game and I really implore everybody who has any headset, any earphones, anything that you can use instead of just speakers, put your headphones on, play the game. Even turn off the radio and just listen to the ambient sounds, the sound of the engine bouncing off the environment, the sound of the wildlife and the wind and the dust storm when you go through that. Just just
the water when you go through the water,
Yeah.
that's insane. Insane.
Just everything. Just listen to it's just the level of detail they've got, not just in terms of visuals, but audio is just off the charts. It surpassed my expectations. I was hyped for the game before it launched, and then when I've played the game, I'm more hyped than I was just waiting for the game. It's just insane. Like I literally just it surpasses my expectations, which is awesome. Pat, you put just as much time, if not probably a little bit more time into it than I have so far.
No,
yet.
you have more time than me.
No, you have more. True, really, you're surprised.
I
You are
just
by
checked.
far the most.
I just checked.
We sleep.
I
You
just
don't.
checked, and I got 1 day and 10 hours. So I'm like a day behind you.
What's your thoughts?
Hey,
What's your thoughts?
fucking freak.
Well, my thoughts are like it's
You listen to
for me.
Gamepass?
It's what the best Forza Horizon game ever. Like, period. You know, like it's outstanding. You know, like also what Erwin says. Everything is just perfect about this game. The way it looks, the way it sounds. I don't know. Like, I cannot add anything more than you guys said.
Well, if you compare it,
It's just- I can-
what was your previous best Forza Horizon up until now? What was your favorite one, and how do you compare it to that?
I will go with 3.
Yeah.
Also because like Vincent says, with the Hot Wheels expansion, I really like that.
Yeah.
But to compare that with Forza Horizon 5, that you cannot compare it. You know, like for me, I think it's, you know, it's just insane. It's just
You know, Pat, there is a race in 5, and you have this advertisement or teaser maybe. I hope it's teaser on the monster truck,
all right.
and you know,
Yeah,
I hope
it's insane.
yeah. Yeah, I cannot spoil, but
I played it already.
I'll
It's
find
nice.
it out. I'll find it out. But
Forza Edwin knows. You know what part I mean. The monster trucks have, I think, teasers on it. But
all right. Well,
Drew-
we should
Drew
check it
also-
out. But
Drew also knows it, apparently.
Yeah.
yeah, for sure he knows. But yeah, no, you know, like it's just amazing. I can't get enough. Also, what I really like about this game now is that you have these danger sign challenges that you need to complete 2 danger signs in a specific time, like do 2 specific danger signs in 2 minutes or in 3 minutes, you know, and get 3 stars. It gives you like a more challenging way to play this game, and I really like that. So
I didn't even know that
I've
was a
been
thing.
busy.
So that's I didn't even know those
Yeah.
challenges were there. So that's cool.
That's the
Yeah,
same as Lego
so-
then.
Um,
Lego had it as well.
Yeah, I think I
Yeah,
think
they had
so.
it as well.
I didn't
Actually,
know
I didn't like it because it was really stressful.
Yeah, but for
So,
you,
yeah.
everything's stressful, Plofkip.
Yeah, zeker. Hij says.
So the challenge that you have with this game is I really like it, and I already got all 3 stars on danger
Erwin,
signs, so
Erwin.
I completed all danger signs for now.
Yeah.
Erwin,
And yeah, I'm gonna be busy with the Trailblazers as well.
Erwin.
So yeah, man, I really like it. I'm in love with
I will
this
pick it
game,
up.
and I can't get enough of it. So
What's your favorite?
Tomorrow.
What's your favorite thing about it then so far? Your favorite thing?
my favorite thing, yeah, like I said, the challenges. That's one of my favorite things at this moment. To get 3 stars at the speed traps, speed zones, danger signs, Trailblazers, and also like races, win races. You know, like you notice also the difference. Like I think Erwin mentioned it before, is that the difficulty level that you have now compared to Forza Horizon 4 is they made it a little bit harder now. If you compare the highly skilled difficulty on Horizon 4 with 5, you can see
Mhm.
that 5 is more difficult now. So that's quite a challenge. Before I always played on unbeatable level, but I tried it in Forza Horizon 5, and it's insane. It's nothing compared to Forza Horizon 4. You know, like, yeah, you need to get used to it first, because for some reason the unicorn, the drift car that I always used in Forza Horizon 4, it feels different in Forza Horizon 5. So I need to get used to some of the cars that I drove.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same.
Physics.
I've noticed quite a bit. They've definitely, obviously improved the physics because the cars handle like they should now, or at least closer to like they should in real life. But I noticed the same with like a lot of the cars I used to drift in. Like, I've tried to do drifting in some of the cars I usually drift in, and I'm nowhere near as good as I was. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, this feels so much different compared to what it was. But yeah, I mean, it's just insane. I'm really excited to see what it is that they bring out for these expansions over the next year or so. I'm also.
I bet there will be another Hot Wheels thing. There are so many Hot Wheel cars in the game
I keep
right
hearing,
now.
I keep hearing it's, and a lot of people have mentioned it. A lot of people have said it. But Micro Machines keeps getting mentioned.
Micro Machines.
As Micro Machines monster trucks, Finn, Drew?
The tiny one, like tiny cars.
Yeah, but do they have monster trucks?
Possibly.
Isn't that just a game? Or is it also like toys then?
Because you do this. Well, Micro Machines are toys, yeah, little cars, as opposed to just like scale X.
Oh, we don't have them here in Holland.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
Okay.
You don't have them at all? Little cars, Micro Machines.
No.
Okay.
We only have Hot Wheels and Matchbox and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, well.
I never see them
I
here.
actually ordered some Hot Wheels today.
Hey.
Really?
Hey, my son is turning 4 on Saturday, and I bought him a giant racetrack for Hot Wheels.
Oh, yeah.
I have to set the thing up. It will probably take me 2 evenings, so I have to start.
Rudy, if you are gonna expand it, buy the launch thing. I bought it for my son. It's amazing. You can launch your car from like this tube, and then it goes through the looping.
I've seen that. No, I decided to get another one with a dinosaur in the middle, and then you have a racetrack around the dinosaur, and the dinosaur is always trying to get bite the cars. Yeah.
Yeah. This is daddy meeting. I know.
Yeah, I know.
I have them as well. The dino we have as well. So
I'm just.
I'll send you some pictures once I've set it up.
I'm just intrigued to see.
If he's away tomorrow, I'll send you mine, Broody. But he's sleeping now, so I can't enter his room.
Yeah, intrigued to see what they can actually do with it, because obviously the map itself is massive. I've mentioned this in party chat a few times, but the map feels bigger than what they said was 2 times bigger. It actually feels much bigger than that.
Yeah,
yeah, it does.
1.5 times, 1.5 times.
Is that what they said originally? 1.5?
Yeah, 1.5 times.
Definitely feels much bigger than that. Feels so much bigger than that.
No.
But yeah, I'm really, really intrigued to see what it is that they can actually do with it and what they decide to bring into the game. I haven't got a clue, to be honest, because I don't know what they can do to it. Micro Machines would be a good start. But then, of course, like we both know there's 2 expansions, so what would they do for the second?
Monster trucks, really. Monster trucks, believe me.
It is. I think it's going to be monster trucks.
We will see. We will see.
There's Drew. There's stadiums on the map.
Yeah.
Exactly, mate.
Oh yeah, that's true.
They're in the game and we cannot play them.
The stadium,
the
stadium is in the map, and obviously they might bring it there. But obviously, naturally, with all the expansions, they're separate maps entirely. So, so we will see.
Well, there you got a point.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you notice also a lot of motorbikes standing next to the roads, those dirt bikes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see that? You see that?
Yeah.
A lot. I actually made a picture of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually made a picture out of it. They're everywhere planted. A lot. So that's also for me like Easter egg or whatnot. Yeah.
Motors.
T-shirt. Like a t-shirt.
Yeah. And also Mike Brown was first working at Evolution Studios, who was responsible for Drive Club.
Yeah.
And remember what Drive Club had besides cars in the game?
Motorbikes.
You know?
Motorcycles.
Motorbikes. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So
But that was actually quite a good game, Drive Club, in my
watch
opinion.
this space. Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. Awesome stuff. Awesome start to the show there. That is the major topic going. Now we've got the two smaller topics to round up the show. Next up, we have a huge month for Xbox Game Pass. Of course, it started with the launch of Forza Horizon 5. And we've also now got Football Manager 2022. We also have Grand Theft Auto San Andreas Remaster straight into Game Pass as well. And we're also rounding off the month, of course, on the 8th of December with Halo Infinite's launch. Now in chat as well, and I want to give a shout out to, probably miss it depending on how far back that was, but a shout out to those in chat who pointed out that Sarah Bond's interview on the podcast she went on today mentioned that the Gunk is releasing on the 18th of December. So the Gunk will also be releasing just before Christmas, which is absolutely awesome to see.
Nice.
Even that's of course.
That's the game with the oil, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Blinks the Time Sweeper, right? Or no?
Yeah, but with the oil gun, I think it is.
Yeah, but it's like the Time Sweeper with the Blinks.
Yeah,
Remember
Blinks.
with the vacuum cleaner?
Yeah, the cat.
Yeah, with the cat. It also reminds me of that game, really. Ryan McCaffrey will be very happy, I think.
Yeah.
Why?
Because he absolutely likes Blinks, I believe. And he always is on the podcast. When I was listening, I didn't listen now for over a year or so, but in the past he was always talking about Blinks the Time Super, that they should make a remake or whatever.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was shout
Ryan
out to
McCaffrey,
Stuffed Sean and Doom Reaper for pointing out that of course Sarah Bond was on that podcast there. On Thunder.
What an epic last name, man.
Thunderful. Yeah, Sarah, I know, isn't it?
Sarah Bond.
So the 18th of December, you've also got that. But that is a massive, obviously a huge month. And in between that, you've got a numerous amounts of other releases jumping into Game Pass as well. Really, really, really good stuff. A massive month for Game Pass users. And of course, imagine kind of even putting Game Pass on and, for instance, starting Game Pass today. You're pretty much ensuring that you've got Game Pass for the launch of both Forza Horizon and Halo Infinite, and then in the middle of that you're getting the remaster of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and if you're a football fan, Football Manager 2022 on console and PC. Really huge month. Boxenberger, is this probably the biggest month in Game Pass's first party history, and is this the start of what we can expect to see going forwards, month on month of big first party games hitting the service?
Well, it's I don't know if it's the biggest month ever. Hard to tell. It depends probably on your taste. Yeah. I think everyone has a different biggest month. It is definitely a big month. I mean, with Forza Horizon as the big AAA first-party game coming day and date into the service, and all the other games, I'm looking forward to play It Takes Two. I haven't played it yet. Finally convinced my wife to play it with me. I'm gonna start tomorrow evening, so looking forward to that.
Exciting.
Yeah. It's a fantastic month, but Game Pass has been amazing the entire year.
Yeah,
I think that the strength of Xbox Game Pass is actually that it keeps us gamers busy even when nothing is releasing right now. Yeah, we had that in the first half of the year, especially on the Xbox side. We simply didn't have any releases. The only release we had was in January with the Medium, and that's about it.
Yeah,
from exclusives or first party perspective. Yeah,
completely agree.
And I think that is the strength of Game Pass, that it always keeps us busy and gives us something to play, even if there are no actual game releases. So is it a big month? Definitely. And I think we will...
someone in chat there as well mentioned this Skyrim remaster, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
The Game of the Year edition of Flight Sim is going in there as well, with new add-ons.
Yeah. With the new add-ons is coming. Oh, Skyrim. Yeah. Oh, don't remind me. I can't start that again. Oh God.
Skyrim. So we've
But
got Skyrim. It Takes Two. Forza Horizon 5. Halo Infinite. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Like I say, Football Manager.
Age of Empires for
Age
PC.
of Empires has only just
Age of Empires.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's in Game Pass PC, right?
Yeah. But yeah,
yeah,
go ahead,
absolutely.
Bob.
It is. So I think, yeah, we will see that continued throughout the entire next year and beyond. Game Pass is on fire. Every month. I have so much to play thanks to Game Pass that I don't know where to start and where to end. And it's a good thing. That's really a good thing. The difference is now, though, that we will get on a regular basis these big AAA Xbox exclusives.
Yeah.
They've started to roll out. Age of Empires game. We have the Microsoft Flight Simulator, which is also, I think, in the top 3 of the highest rated games this year.
Yes.
With a 91 on Meta. That is, people never mention it, but it is an amazing game. Then we have Age of Empires. We have now Forza. We have Halo coming in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and 2022 is not going to be any different. Yeah, in the beginning we will have Stalker 2 as an exclusive. We will get Redfall in the summer. We will get Starfield in November. We will 100% get Forza Motorsport next year, and that's only the games we know so far. There will also Erwin, I see you. There will also be other games we haven't heard of yet, or just don't know the release date yet. But we can expect every 2 or 3 months a major AAA release.
Scorn's also
won't
been
stop.
pushed back till next year as well. So Scorn's next year now.
Yeah, Scorn is going to be next year. I bet Crossfire X. We still haven't heard that.
Apparently, it's still releasing this year. Apparently.
Apparently it is. Apparently
on 31st. On the December.
I don't know what is going on with that game. I don't know. Probably a 2022 release. So yeah, that's only the stuff we know. Yeah.
Exactly.
There will be like 2 or 3 surprises we just don't know yet. Yeah.
And the Game of the Year Awards should announce something as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't expect at the Game
did
of
you
the
mention
Year
Hellblade?
Awards.
Hellblade's
Yeah, I don't know
next
whether
year.
Hellblade is a 2022 title. I'm not so sure.
I think
anymore.
2023.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is a good question, Erwin. The thing is, the game is actually relatively long in development, but Tamim
especially for
the
Ninja
game,
Theory.
Yeah, especially for Ninja Theory. Yeah, people always forget it's a difference if a Bethesda game studio takes 5 years to make a game. Those are like 300 plus people. Yeah, plus all the externals and everything. A team of 20 people made Hellblade 1. They doubled the size, so round about 40 to 50 people are now making Hellblade 2. That's a super small team. For them to work on a game for 5 years is a completely different story than these hundreds and if not thousands of people working on a big project like a Halo. Yeah, so that's really a difference. Tamim Antoniadis, the game director, he said very clear where they are right now, in which phase, that they have the concept laid out, that they are building that vertical slice from which they start to go into full production. That's what he said in, I think it was August or September. So yeah, that doesn't sound to me that it is a 2022 title, to be honest. But you never know. Once they roll out full production, that can be actually quick. Todd Howard just said in the interview today that the full production phase for a big game like Fallout, like Skyrim, Elder Scrolls, like Starfield is only 1 to 2 years in such a game. Yeah, when we know how big these worlds are. So I don't know. Could be. I'm still thinking Avowed, to be honest. Could be a 2022 title. That is definitely.
Didn't they change the engine for Hellblade 2 as well to Unreal 5?
Yeah, but that's
Yes,
really easy.
I don't
They came
think
from
But that's
Unreal Engine
easy.
4, right?
that's really easy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it just carry over.
Yeah, it just carries
Yeah.
over.
It just carries over. It's not.
The
Yeah.
one thing about the thing that's would have delayed the development of that significantly is the fact that they heavily relied on mocap and 3D audio, which they needed to be in the studio to do, and due to lockdowns in the UK, that was physically impossible. So that really did put them back quite a significant amount of time, and because they wanted to capture, specifically Melissa Jurgens wanted to capture the vast majority of the combat, if not all of the combat scenes herself, after doing the training for it. That would have required her to be there and do that physically in the studio. We know, as of late, if anybody keeps up to date with them, they are doing a significant amount of work at the moment with things like scanning in all of the high definition textures for clothing and items burnt or
I've seen that,
as well as the
eyeballs.
the image mapping for a face and the full movement, everything like that. So the reason I think it's a little bit further out at the moment is simply because of that specific delay. I think the game itself, from a technical standpoint, is probably good, but in terms of the mocap and things like that, I think because of that delay, it's probably pushed it back into 23.
Yep, could be. I just thought of something. Contraband. When they announced it, they said they have been working for 4 years on that game, and that was summer this year. Yeah. So next year, that would be 5 years. Even if you take out 1 year that you lost due to COVID, could be definitely a release in 2022. And Bavaria just said it, or Bavari, sorry, said it in chat. State of Decay 3 is also a very good candidate. Small team, had a long time. And the same goes for Compulsion. Even though we don't know what they are working on, they have been working for what now? I want to say 5 years, could be 4 years on their next project.
Is it that long? Is it that long ago?
Yeah.
We Happy Few?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, no, they started that game that they haven't announced yet. Prior to that, to We Happy Few, they worked on it a little bit in parallel. So, yeah. I don't know. There are a lot of potentials out there. Then we have all these rumors about these collaborations from second and third party developers, where we will get exclusives like that Project Dragon, like all these other rumors that are out there. Yeah, exactly. So there are many possibilities, and I think it is safe to say that in average we get like every 2 to 3 months a major AAA release.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a safe thing. So going to be fantastic times.
It is, yeah.
Yeah,
completely. Forza Erwin, what do you make of this coming month for Xbox Game Pass specifically, and how many of those titles are you going to be playing? Have you jumped into It Takes Two yet? Are you going to be?
No,
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, we discussed it a while ago when Chris Grannell was still on the show about It Takes Two.
Yeah.
That he bought the game or he played it and he absolutely loved it, and I was like, man, maybe I should get the game. And then I heard it was going to Game Pass. I was like, okay, pretty cool. So I will definitely need to play it with one of you guys. Yep. I think we will laugh our asses off for sure. We need to stream that as well.
Yes.
So that should happen. But to be honest, I didn't even had a clue like Call of Duty Vanguard release. That's not a game that I want to play.
Yeah.
But that means that my full attention, of course, was going to Forza. And I didn't have or maybe I did know, but I've completely forget about the other games. So yeah, I don't know which other games I will play. I don't have a clue. Drew, it will take two. Halo, 100%. That's what you guys know. We are talking about so long about that game.
Yeah.
We saw IGN releasing some more footage, and also they will release some more footage finally, I hope, about the single player, because they said they played it for like 4 hours or something like that.
Yeah.
So that will be very interesting, and also to see if they are a little bit better playing, because the gameplay that we saw now from the multiplayer was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Now you know why they are reviewing maybe sometimes games like they review. But yeah, I don't. So you said San Andreas was also releasing in Game Pass?
Yep.
Yeah, but you know what it is with my life? I'm so busy working with the cats and stuff.
You have to choose wisely.
I'm actually I have to choose wisely. And I'm also surprised that I already have 20 hours in, the same amount as Vincent. So I actually quite played a lot. But yeah, man, it's probably I will tank all my time into this first, and then maybe if I'm a little bit wanting to do something else or just have a good laugh, then we should play It Takes Two together.
Yeah,
for sure, that will be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think Matt Booty also said in the past about releasing every quarter. So after every 3 months, they will release a heavy hitter of a title and maybe some smaller games in between. And I think that's really a focus and a strategy for them. So WandrinDutch was mentioning a couple of games. Like one of them was Forza Motorsport. I actually have my doubts if that will release in 2022. But what other games did you mention also, WandrinDutch again? What did you say?
I mean, confirmed are Stalker 2, Redfall, and Starfield. Those are confirmed for 2022. Yeah. Then we have like Contraband could be an option. State of Decay 3 could be something. We have a couple of these rumors from second-party deals from other developers outside of the first-party portfolio. We have like 5 to 10 rumors floating out there. One of those could be happening. I still think Avowed is a possibility. Yeah, there's so much in development at the game studios right now.
Yeah,
Compulsion could be.
If we just follow then what Matt Booty mentioned, right, about the 4 or at least 4 AAA titles in a year, so every quarter one. I think, you know, and a little bit smaller titles in between. I think the amount of games that you mentioned maybe could be right, and maybe they're maybe just planning a little bit to spread it out a little bit more.
Yeah.
Also, right. To give games also a chance.
Yeah, a little bit more polish time.
But you know, also like people can play it. Let's say maybe even more, and maybe they will just really release games that are indeed that you can play for 3 months and then you're done with it. But a game like this huge, and also with all the online stuff that you can do on Horizon, that's a game that you're not done with after 3 months. At least not me.
Yeah.
So they need to change wisely also how to spread it and which type of games they want to release then. So,
but I think that is something we Xbox gamers should get used to, that we won't be able to play every game for 3 months because there's simply too much coming.
I mean,
yes.
It's nice simple math, yeah. Yeah, it is. But once that train is starting to roll out, where all these 23 studios, I mean, the 23 Xbox game studios have something in between 30 to 35 games in the making. Even if you need, like, for every game 5 years of dev time, that still makes like 6 major releases each year, not including any second-party deals. It's just first-party stuff. And you know that it will be more than that, because obviously not every game takes like 5 years to develop. Other games, some games just take 3 to 4 years. Yeah. So that will be, that's just the reality of it. We need to get used to that, and Xbox will have a big quote unquote problem with their release schedule. I think a lot of these things we see right now, they have so many RPGs, for instance, in the making. Starfield, we know, is coming November next year. About Fable, all these other major the In Exile RPG. When do you release those? Yeah, you can't or you shouldn't release like 2 RPGs in the same time frame. But you will have another big banger close to Starfield. Another big game will come out. close to
As
it.
long as there's variety, right, in the games, that's the most important thing. I mean,
Yeah.
you can have Forza and Halo together, in a short amount of time because it's a
Exactly.
racer and a shooter. But you like you said, you can't do 2 RPGs. That's
About and
not
Starfield
from
close
the
together,
size
you don't
also.
do that.
one will be
No.
destroyed then.
Yeah, and also,
Exactly.
like you were playing The Last of Us a couple days, Finn. And of course Hellblade is coming, but we really need we need such type of game. I
but
don't know.
I'm-
And
I'm-
Perfect Dark is also not going to be that type of game.
No, but you know what game will be, Erwin, and I think that's the one is Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That-
definitely. Yeah.
That's gonna be it. I don't know why, but I have this feeling that will be like on the type of level like Uncharted. That's
Yeah.
Yes.
it's not. Please don't be
Probably,
first
hopefully.
person. Just make it like
Speaking of which,
third
Vin,
person.
you just reminded me of something. Wolfenstein 3.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Well,
What's up with that game? I mean, come on. The game has been in development for 4.5 years now.
Yep.
It's gotta come out somewhere. 2022 would be perfect.
But you know what the thing is, Rudy. I think
Mhm.
what Halo did is set an example for the industry now. Give them
Yeah.
some extra time to polish the game, and I think a lot of studios now say, okay, we give all the studios the extra time, to give a quality product, and I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
I'm like
Absolutely.
Everwild. It's one of my most anticipated games. From Rare. We barely seen anything, but Rare makes some stuff that I really enjoy. I mean, Sea of Thieves is still the best game for me from last generation, and it's still going on. With the Pirates Life DLC and stuff. And
yeah.
I've seen you've seen just a trailer from Everwild, and there's this art style in it. The sound that comes with it. And those type of games. They Everwild went back to scratch. They deleted everything but the art style, and they're rebuilding the entire game.
Yep.
And that's something that all studios should do. Give the studios the time. Give them the I say that money maybe and
Creative
time.
freedom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
freedom.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you, but we should still not forget that even though studios will get extra time, we've seen it with Psychonauts 2. Psychonauts 2 is the perfect example. Yeah.
Oh man, I loved it.
They literally said without the funding and extra time of Microsoft, they wouldn't have been able, for instance, to implement the boss fights. Yeah, stuff
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah.
that. We've seen what an extra year can do in Halo.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, we still shouldn't think that the limits are endless. It's still a business, and if you're a game studio and not releasing games, you're not a business case.
No, but
And Microsoft didn't become the most valuable company in the world by just giving out money willy-nilly. They have a business strategy behind this.
I get that, but the thing is, you see what the flow they are in now, right?
Yeah.
And I think if Microsoft is smart, they just used these years, to give all the studios that flow.
I
Yeah.
think the thing that's
they
on
can
their
keep-
side over other companies is the sheer amount of studios they have creating content
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
where they can literally
And being
say,
able
okay,
to share technology and
we'll have a look at all of our portfolio, and we've got 2022 mapped out, so we know what's 22. So which games do we think are a good fit for 2023, which are closer to being finalized, then that are in a better position? Okay, brilliant. We'll put them in 2023. Which ones are better positioned to go in 24? Could do with a little bit more time. Okay, we'll put them there.
Exactly. Yeah.
And really just work on that. Or for instance, if it comes closer to a certain time zone and they think that game is really, really close to being perfect, we'll push up the release date a little bit. I think they've got that advantage in their hats over other companies. They have the ability now to sit there and go, okay, we can afford to give them more time because we have 4 other titles ready to go this year. So that's great.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to keep it in flow, right?
Yeah, it's not something they've ever had the ability to do previously. They've never had that luxury.
No. Look at Forza's. Every year there was a releasing of Forza. Was it 1 year the Horizon series and then the Motorsport series?
Yeah.
And you saw, in the Horizon it go up. The quality of the game somehow. They are magicians, but for the Forza Motorsport titles, it only went down. So I'm actually very happy that they take now more time on that series as well. This game was also having 1 year extra dev time.
Yeah.
And also Motorsport has a lot more time because the last Motorsport released in 2017.
Yeah.
That's already we are in 2021. It's already 4 years. What the hell?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's good. It's good.
If they need it, and now they can get it. I mean, there's not development. They can say, take your time. We release this title first, or we release that title first. But it's not like the Xbox One released. When Rise Son of Rome, for example, and stuff, got mediocre ratings, and they were like pressuring the studios to release titles, just aiming for that 90 Metascore plus. I don't care thing. And now
they released a game. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's they now have the benefit. Forza 90 plus. Psychonauts is around 90, I think.
88.
89.
88, I believe.
88. Okay, but they're bringing games now, on a level that people, even on Twitter, talk about it.
Yeah.
And that's what Microsoft needs. They need more of those games. Halo got burned for crack. I think it's funny, but if you look at what 1 year difference made,
man,
insane. But if they do it to more studios, I mean, it's not like they used to. They have to throw money at the studios, but just give them that 1 year extra, and it will benefit the game, but also the mouth-to-mouth commercial from gamers.
Yeah.
Yes,
I know what you mean.
of course.
Yeah.
Quality sells. Not quantity.
Exactly.
Not a game. And the thing is also that, like you said, the mouth-to-mouth, and I think also the studios, right?
Yeah.
They only get better, and if they release higher rated titles, because I think there's also bonuses and etc. included. The game will sell more, or the more people they will play, so there's much more room to make another follow-up game.
Yeah.
So there are so many positive. Only I understand what Buddy says. It's in the end, it's just a business case and a hard business as well. And there is a certain time schedule that they need to, because if they release a game 1 year later, I don't know. For example, Halo. There are how many people working on that freaking game?
Hundreds and hundreds.
How much? Hundreds. But
they have
100
like
times
500 fixed employees. Exactly my point.
Yes,
you have to pay one extra year's salaries.
Yeah, salary, holiday money, sick leaves, whatever, insurance. That costs so much money for 1 year. And for sure, they need to find the right balance in doing that. And I think they have now the financial backup to do so. But it will change probably sometime. But I just think it's now a matter of Matt Booty and Phil Spencer are, let's say, defining the strategy where they can find the sweet spot about releasing a game that is N quality and in a certain right time schedule. And they need to find, and then also the balance, of course, in money and etc. The budget that is available on the project. If they can fine-tune that, and that's a process.
But also quality. They don't want to put out games anymore that are half finished.
Yeah, and you've seen from the tail end of this year. You've seen from the tail end of this year just the sheer. I mean, everything is doing well. Age of Empires was really well received. You had, like you say, a Flight Sim was a 91. Forza Horizon 5 was a 92. I think Psychonauts was 88 or 89. Critically, they're getting their critical scores right up, but they're also getting the reception by the general public up as well. They're being much more well received by the general public, which is
that's all systems, right?
Yeah, exactly. And of course, like you mentioned before, Vin, it's word of mouth, because everything is so much more enjoyable, because people are having more fun, because the games are hitting more notes with a lot of more people. It's doing its own advertisement. They don't need to spend as much money doing the advertisement because the people are doing it for them, and that is really the best way to get it. Of course, as we've mentioned previously, some of their pre-launch stuff still needs improvement in terms of advertisement, but the games themselves, that's awesome. We're going to move into our final topic, and we're going to start with Boxenberger because he's going to get out of here as well once he's given his viewpoints. We have the Xbox 20 anniversary celebrations on Monday, and we will be covering it as well. I am waiting in for a delivery of the Xbox Series X limited edition and the Elite Series 2 controller and the 20th anniversary controller on Monday. The show itself is at 5 p.m. in the UK. That's 6 p.m. in the EU. So we will be covering it. I do believe General C and Xbox Mick will be covering it as well. And any of the panel members that might be not at work or home from work or off that day, any of them that are available will obviously jump in and cover it as well. But Archie, I know they've said temper expectations. I know they've said there's not going to be any game announcements, etc. But what do you hope to see on Monday from these celebrations? Even little fan nods, maybe little extras here and there, some kind of celebratory things that they might release or back compat. What do you hope to see?
Well, they said there won't be any new game announcements. We have to pay attention here because the funny thing is, they multiple different accounts use the exact same phrasing. Larry Herb, Aaron Greenberg, Phil Spencer, the official Xbox account, the Xbox UK account, they all use the exact same phrasing. There won't be any new game announcements.
Yeah.
Xbox has like 19 announced games, first-party games. That doesn't mean that we don't get an update from one of those. So what do I expect from the show? I expect, of course, what we all expect, summary of the history of Xbox. They will talk probably about the OG launch, about the importance of Halo. They will talk about the 360 launch, the Xbox One launch. They will probably go over that real quick. And then they will talk about the super successful first year of the current generation. And yeah, to celebrate that, I think we should expect a couple of announcements. I've said it before. I expect some back compat announcements.
Yeah.
That either new games or some new technology like the we earlier this year we got the FPS boost. We could get a resolution boost, or maybe we get a Atmos sound boost. That we get spatial sound from in games that weren't designed for it, or stuff like that. And something backwards compatibility related. That is the one big thing. As in terms of announcements, we will get to see a lot of swag. There will be a lot of 100%. Different stuff like that.
Yeah, and one person that will be there, which I know is already it's kind of been hinted at, but The Rock is going to be there. Dwayne Johnson will be there. Yeah. Obviously, he was the one that announced the first one with Bill Gates.
With Bill Gates, exactly. Yeah. So we will see a lot of stuff like that. Then I think
he also launched the Dreamcast. You know that?
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah,
I really did not know that.
He was in a car playing a Dreamcast with the screen off.
Okay. But I expect two other things, and the first is, we forget that it's also the 20th anniversary of Halo.
Yes.
Yes.
And so I think
there has been a weird, not leak so much. Obviously, we've all seen the leak for the Halo. Should we say the early access bundle? We've seen a leak for that. Whether or not that just means for early access for multiplayer, or whether it's single player. But there's also been kind of weird, like a weird post that I've seen as well that suggested the game could shadow drop on the 15th.
Yeah, we had an intensive discussion about that yesterday on the Xbox Factor podcast. Yeah, I highly doubt that.
Yeah.
Just think about all the marketing stuff that is in place, the retail stores, and so on. Yeah, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. That's just simply a mistake on Google side. That's all.
Yeah.
No, but what I think is, I mean, we forget that in 3 weeks from the anniversary, we get to the launch of Halo Infinite, and they still have not really rolled out a proper marketing campaign for that, and for good reason, because we all know that the hype of a marketing campaign dies really fast these days. Yeah, if you put up something, announce something, like 1 week later, social media forgot about it. That's just the way how it goes. And so you want to keep the hype up close to launch, and that's why you start to hype the game up close to launch. And I think this 3 weeks prior to the launch would be awesome. So I could see, for instance, either they announce that Halo 3 gets a proper remake like Halo 1 and 2 have in the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah.
Could be. We could see some special anniversary maps. I make a bet 100% they will announce the last flight, because they said there will be another flight. We don't know when it will be. That will probably be announced, and it's probably going to be the weekend right after the anniversary event on 20th or whatever this is. So something Halo related. Probably with a little teaser, they will celebrate the 20 years of Halo, and that's how the game will look like, and then show another 2-minute trailer, something like that.
Yeah,
I think that is the one thing that will definitely happen, something Halo related. And then what better way to end the celebration of the last 20 years than to tease a little bit what is coming in the next 20 years.
Yes.
So that's why I said I could see them do either a little sizzle rail trailer with a lot of logos, or they take at least 1 or 2 of the already announced games, like a Hellblade, a WoW, a Fable, I don't know, something like that, and just show, okay, we've had these amazing games in the past, and here's something to show you that Xbox, the future of Xbox is brighter than ever before, and then drop something that makes our jaws drop to the floor, and just leave the show with that. That would be simply mind-blowing. They would own the news for till the Game Awards, and that would be a good show.
Yeah. Oh, that would be absolutely awesome. That'd be absolutely awesome.
Good.
I will let you get off now.
Thank you.
Boxenberger. If you let people know, of course, you have released a number of videos since we were last on. So if you let people know where they can find your awesome new content and your awesome channel, and where they can chat to you as well.
Yeah, people can find me basically everywhere under Boxenberger. Yeah, just Google Boxenberger. You will find the YouTube channel. You will find me on Twitter. You can also add me on Xbox or PlayStation Network. Everywhere Boxenberger. Simple as that. I just uploaded a video today about the new era of Xbox games.
It was a really nice video.
Thank you.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Like always.
Thank you. But thanks also for having me on the show. You know, you guys, it's always a blast here, hanging with you, chatting about games and everything. So yeah, thanks for the invite. I can't wait to be back next week with Chris. Chris Grannell is also coming back next week. So and I wish you a good time for the rest of the show.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you very much, Archie.
Guten Abend, Brudi.
Guten Abend.
Dankeschön.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Dankeschön.
Auf Wiedersehen. See you guys.
Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss.
Ciao.
Ciao. There we go, guys. So we're going to roll into it. Obviously, a massive, before we get into anybody else's thoughts on the final topic, a massive shout out to the awesome chat as well. There are over 40 people in the chat. If you haven't already, please drop a like, share this out, and obviously, if you don't already subscribe to ourselves, please hit that subscribe button. Absolutely awesome. Everybody, of course, Crazy Louie, Stuff Sean, Paul AFC. Let's have a look here. Smitty Smith. We've seen Lady Foxfire in there. Bavaria, of course, as mentioned before. Pink Vibes,
Mario.
of course, back from the dead.
Pinky
Xbox
vibes.
Mick.
Dagertje.
It's me,
Awesome.
Mario.
Matt Burns, Doom Reaper, of course. Massive,
Stuff, Sean.
awesome bunch of people. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're enjoying the show. Erwin, Forza Erwin.
Yes.
What do you hope to
Yeah,
see?
Forza
What do you
Erwin.
hope to see on
Racing from home.
Racing from Edwin? Racing from Edwin. What do you hope to see on Monday? Are you going to be tuning in?
Viva Mexico.
Are you at work?
Yes, I will be. What time is it?
It's
to be
6
honest.
p.m.
What-
6 p.m. in the Netherlands.
Oh, then
PM.
because
Oh,
I've been
PM.
busy.
At work.
PM with a P from
Yeah,
penis.
6 p.m.
But I am busy at work in the
Oh.
afternoon, but I definitely will be home at 6 o'clock. So I will be tuning in for sure, but I will be eating. As you know, in the Netherlands, we always eat 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Exact.
So, exact.
Like this.
So I won't be in the podcast, Drew. I think I will be just relaxing on the couch and having dinner over there to check out.
Yeah.
And my expectation, to be honest, I really don't have any expectations at all. So normally I'm always like looking for news or finding rumors or whatever. I totally did not spend any time doing that at all. So I will be completely flabbergasted, I hope, because I clearly don't have any expectations. So what we get will be impressive. But what Goodyburger said for 100% Halo stuff, and what it will be, I think what he addressed it as well. Maybe some remake or the flight, of course. What can it be else? Maybe indeed that rumor that I saw indeed about the early access stuff that will give you maybe also some battle pass stuff, right? Some points. If you purchase that will be actually very cool if they do it. I will happily pay for that.
Yeah.
What else? Yeah, probably some success about Forza Horizon 5, right?
Yeah.
And maybe also a little bit what they are maybe planning to do towards the future. Maybe, I don't know. What the hell else can it be? Because there's also the Game Awards coming up some weeks after. And they need to, let's say, bring the news also not at one point. So, man, what could it be? Maybe some old fan favorites. Maybe they say we will try to remake maybe some titles or whatnot. Maybe some collaboration, maybe with another studio, maybe a studio purchase,
Sega.
something like that. Yeah, Sega.
Right.
You know
Who
the
knows?
such things like that.
Yeah.
Who knows? It's very difficult to say what it could be. And then you start directly thinking in weird things, which you probably shouldn't do, and that's what they say as well. So I just keep my expectations really in check, and then I can only be surprised. But I don't think it will be something really mic drop moment. But
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Personally, I'm going into it not expecting anything, but I am expecting a nice nostalgic moment looking back through the 20 years of Xbox. I've been playing on Xbox from the original launch. I remember it launching very fondly, and going into the store and seeing the Xbox for the first time with Halo on the kiosk and thinking, "Whoa, this is next gen. This is the new stuff. I need this." So I'm looking forward to doing kind of a rewind and going back and really just nice nostalgic show to kind of remember where they started and where they've got to now.
The Dreamcast 2.
And everything. Well, to be honest, it is the Xbox is technically where Sega left off. They collaborated with Sega to make the Dreamcast. It is a Microsoft platform, and obviously when that ultimately was way ahead of its time and didn't succeed because of that, Xbox picked up the torch and carried on making devices, and of course that's where you see the next Xbox, which was essentially the follow-on from the Dreamcast. You've seen that with the games that launched with the original Xbox at the time. A lot of Sega games launched on the original Xbox. A massive partnership between them, and of course very recently, we haven't spoke about it on the show, but of course we know they've got that strategic partnership with strategic alliance with Sega going forward as well, which is not only on creating cloud games, but we know and we have seen already a large game is coming to PC already directly into Game Pass when it launches, and I think we'll
Total
see
War.
more of that. Yeah. Total. Sorry, is it Warhammer? No, War.
Yeah, Total War Warhammer. Yeah.
The Warhammer franchise going straight into Game Pass when it launches on PC, which is huge. A lot of people don't realize that, but that is an absolutely huge IP. And to get that on PC on Game Pass day one is a massive thing, but that's also testament to their new relationship with Sega. So I'm expecting to see a lot more of this going forward over the next year or so. Probably a little nod to it or a statement, because Microsoft haven't officially spoke about that yet. Only Sega have, so they might be speaking about that. Obviously,
Sarah Bond did.
a little bit on Twitter, but not an official statement like they did, like Sega did. I think they'll probably talk about it. Just a little bit. I don't think they'll spend too much time, but they will cover it. Obviously, we'll see little throwbacks. I think obviously The Rock is teasing something for Xbox 20, so we know he'll be there. He'll say something about it. Obviously, he helped launch both the Dreamcast and the Xbox One with Bill Gates. So we'll see something cool like that. He's already doing giveaways with them all the time. But he's got a massive affiliation. But I think we'll see a lot of the people that have helped the console over the years appear. All of these stars that they've had on. I think we'll probably
Jay Elliott?
Yeah. I think we'll even see Snoop Doggy Dogg, because he's been in a lot of stuff with them over the years. But I think
sick.
I think there's a lot. There's obviously, in terms of peripherals, you could see a hint at the next Elite. We could see maybe an announcement of a limited edition Series S, because we haven't seen a limited edition S yet. Of course, we have the X, which is the Halo one, the first one, but there could be a limited edition S coming out, which would be nice to see. Because, of course, if you're going to promote the S as one of your next generation consoles, you've got to give it the same treatment as you do the big boy, the big daddy console.
Will it also be Halo then, Drew?
No, I think they'll push something else. I think they'll keep the Halo
Fable.
for the big boy, and something else for the Series S. You never know. It depends on what franchise they want to use for that one.
Fable.
Yeah. No, Fable's too far away.
Too far out. It could be.
Why?
something
There's
similar.
already a limited edition Fable console.
I think-
Drew made it.
Drew has one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got one. Yeah. Another thing I think we'll see is an update on the design labs. I think we'll see them advertise more options and colors and styles and grips and things going into design
Prints.
labs and show that off.
Yeah.
Transparency controllers.
Yeah, I think they'll show off a lot of that kind of stuff, like peripherals, maybe different headsets or team ups with different partnerships and things. But yeah, I think it's just going to be really just cementing where they've come, where they're going, and a couple of little kind of nice little things here and there. Vin, what do you think? What are you hoping to see?
What I think is, I think we're going to see the Halo campaign more. I think there will be like this video from the OG Xbox launching with Halo, and then all the way until now. And I think then we will see a complete new trailer for the campaign. That's what I think. I mean, Xbox and Halo are one.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why everybody.
It's the mascot.
That's why everybody went to Xbox. But also, I think because the partnership with Sega, not the acquisition for people who get crazy. There's a partnership, and I think that there will be, because Jet Set Radio Future, for example, is one of the most requested games for backward compatible. So I think that all Sega games made on Xbox, like Jet Set Radio Future, Crazy Taxi, Chrome Hounds, you name them, I think they will be backward compatible on Xbox now, finally. Because it took way too long. Because there's some hidden gems, people should know that, Jet Set Radio Future is well known, but there's also games like Otogi and stuff.
Yeah.
It's really, really, really brilliant games, and I think they should add more. And that's something I want to see. I hope to see. And like Drew was mentioning, there will be peripherals. There's a lot of controllers doing really well.
Yeah.
The Xbox Fridge did really well. Yeah, exactly. So there's going to be more. And we were talking about it on stream with Erwin included, of course. On Forza, I think there will be a steering wheel. I don't know why, but I have to say
No.
that I have to say that there will be a first-party steering wheel from Forza.
First party? No.
Yeah.
Third
Yeah.
party maybe. Third party, but with Microsoft or with Xbox
No,
branding.
I think if you look at how well the headset and the controllers are doing, I think that there will be a really decent price quality racing wheel coming. That's what I think.
It would be fantastic. Even if it's shite, I will still buy it just to look at it.
Yeah, but it's just a feeling. It's just a feeling I have. I think the hardware market is way too much reliant on third party at Xbox at the moment. If you look at what PlayStation and Nintendo do, and I think it's coming. I don't know why. I mean, there's 5 million players, so maybe the final push for them to do it. It's something like that, And the series Elite, 3 finally maybe. But I'm not sure about that because you have the Halo one coming. That's Elite 2.
That could
So
be
I'm not sure.
That could be because that is the. Is that? Yeah, it is. It is the first custom Elite 2. But also, if you have a think of the Elite 1, they only had one custom Elite 1 as well, and that was the Gears.
Was that the only one?
Yep. So I think
Okay.
I think it would be the Gear because the Gears one was the last one they released as well. It was they did the black, the white, and then the Gears. And obviously with the Elite Series 2, we've got the black. We didn't do a white, but we went straight to the Elite 2 Halo edition.
Yep. Yeah.
So I think that'll be the final Elite 2, and then they'll move on to the third version. So it's a possibility.
That's good. That's good for your business then.
It's not good for me wallet.
No, but you can customize. You can customize a lot of
How cool would it be if they were like you have with custom controllers, the design lab?
Oh,
how sick would
Elite.
it be if you can do that on your consoles?
Oh god, yeah. I mean, I think
Fucking
in terms
hell.
of custom consoles, they could probably. I think they could engineer that to do it. Maybe 2 years into the life cycle. 100%. There's no reason why they can't because it's exactly the same thing, and the shell is just plastic. They could quite easily just say, right, okay, well, I just want instead of having this shell, I want this color shell, or this shell, or a see-through shell. Imagine if somebody just got a see-through shell. I mean, that would look awesome. And they could do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like a really bad material or anything like that. It's a really quite a straightforward thing to do, and I think that's a possibility, Erwin. I think 100%. I think the only thing that would stop them doing it right this second is just the availability of consoles.
Availability.
Yeah.
Sure, mate. Sure.
I think if anything, I think doing custom or Design Labs consoles would be easier than controllers because it's one piece. The Series X is one piece. The entire it's just you unscrew the back, you take off the back plate, and then that's it. It's done. It's unlike the controllers where you've got the side panel, this side panel, the back panel, the battery cover, the sticks, the D-pad, the buttons, the bumpers. Like, unlike all of that, where you've got like 45 things to think about on a console.
It's like a condom.
Yeah. On the console, you have one plastic shell. On the Series S, you've got the bottom shell and you've got the top shell. That's it. Like, that's the only thing you have to worry about. And the guide button, which potentially you could change the color of, but that's it.
And there's one more thing I think they will announce, and that's the blades. You know the home menu?
Oh, right.
Oh.
You think bring back the blades?
Yeah, there's too many. There's too many sites now and hints, So I think there's going to be an anniversary edition of the home screen,
like the option to choose your home layout. Whether or not
so that will be fucking sick.
Yeah,
man.
But look at the Halo site, Erwin. Look at Forza site. they all have this blade thing going on now, and it all says
Okay.
Xbox 20.
Okay.
So
that
I
would be
think-
fucking sick, Vin, if you
Yeah, I
can
hope
choose
that's well, man.
which dashboard you want to use.
Yeah.
I still think the blades are the best Xbox home menu we ever had. So I really
Yeah,
like
it was
that
nice.
on the 360. But
Yeah.
I also hope, like they said no new games, maybe a remake. But yeah, it's a far guess. But I hope they finally remake Blue Dragon or Lost Odyssey.
Mhm.
It's far away. Mistwalk has gone to fucking Apple, but
Yeah.
it's I hope they have a studio for it, or a new Killer Instinct, for
Yeah.
example. I really really love Killer Instinct. It's my favorite fighting franchise
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
because of the guy who screams at you while fighting. Combo breaker!
Yeah.
I fucking love that.
It's still, that game still looks really pretty and it plays so
Yeah.
well. Like that is
Yeah.
such an underrated fighter.
Yeah. It's maybe Banjo-Kazooie. I hope for Mr. Boomstick.
Yeah.
That's
To
also
be fair,
a game,
I think they do need one. I think they do
Yeah.
need the Psychonauts was absolutely awesome, but I think bringing back a Rare title like Banjo would be awesome too. We know Rare do not
Mhm.
want to work on it. Rare have said
No, but-
specifically we don't want to work on Banjo, so you'd have to farm that out to another studio.
Yeah,
Um,
but that's not the point. Rare
Yeah.
says we don't care if another studio makes it.
Oh,
We
exactly,
just
like
want to make
Battletoads, like Delilah with
Yeah.
Battletoads, yeah.
exactly. But now I'm gonna break your heart, Drew. But you know what I want more than Banjo-Kazooie from Rare? Conquer.
Conker's Bad Fur Day, yeah.
Yeah. Conquer Live and Reloaded was my most played game, I think, on the OG Xbox.
I think in terms of backwards compatible, if they're going to talk about it, one thing I think they're going to do is when they speak about the console generations over the course of the show, when they start off with Xbox One, like the original OG Xbox, they'll
Yeah.
talk about the BC that they're announcing for OG Xbox. They'll be like, and to celebrate the original Xbox, or 20 years of the release of the original Xbox, these games are coming out backwards compatible on Game Pass, enhanced with FPS boost, resolution boosts, auto
Achievements.
HDR, achievements. That would be awesome, but we know it's not going to
Yeah.
happen. But
Yeah,
even
but
just
that-
the boosts would be awesome.
But you're a technical guy, right?
Yeah.
Drew?
Yeah.
But why is it impossible to get achievements from OG Xbox games this generation? For
It
example,
hasn't been programmed into the original code of the game.
but can you not make that like an update or a DLC? I mean,
It depends on who
Can
originally.
you-
It depends on who originally created the game, and a lot of the code that they've worked on previously isn't supported now in new development kits, so they can't go back and amend it because it would break. It's not so like
Oh.
some of the, especially the older titles, because it wasn't built like modern titles now are built on x86 and before that x64. Previously it was obviously way back when the OG Xbox launched. You're talking, God, it wasn't even classed as an X anything. It is an old time. It is down to just the coding, the overall script writing of the game itself originally, which is why there isn't achievements in the old ones, or why they can't add them in. You've also got an issue of some of these studios that worked, because at that time as well, a lot of these games were worked on by not just first-party studios, but also third-party studios, and then some of them studios no longer exist. They've vanished, or they've been evaporated into different studios, or so getting any of that stuff done is quite difficult as well. So,
Yeah, but the problem is, if you check Rare Replay, right? That's we play Atari. I think the first games they made was Atari, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And they are playable on Xbox now with achievements.
Yeah, but that's because them games have been ported into another sub game. So, for instance, if you were to put Conkers into a Conkers Classic Edition or something like that, make it a game within a game.
Yeah.
Then you can program the overall game, so the game you've built, to house those games, to then pop achievements when something happens. But you can't go and re-edit the original coding to do that. So it's basically saying, right, okay, if when this happens, then pop an achievement. So when this happens, then pop an achievement. So basically creating a game like they did with Ray Replay, where they created a house for those games.
Yeah.
Then they can then source that information and then create the achievements.
So like, for example, if you take Jet Set Radio Future,
Yeah.
so you need a Jet Set Radio Future, like maybe anniversary edition, like Fable.
So for
get it.
for instance, if they did like a Sega replay, and they put it into that, then that would work. But going back to do it, it wouldn't.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's essentially what you're hoping to see anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Sorry, I'm kind of drifting off. I'm a bit drifting off.
Adieu.
He's been drinking again.
Yeah.
He's been drinking again, motherfucker.
Yeah, he is.
There's the problem is there's so much I want, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want also so much, but I want also more salary in order to get it.
Yeah.
You want to lose weight, Plofkip?
Yeah, of course. You also, Hasses.
Yeah. Patrick,
Go on, Pat.
what are you hoping to see
Also-
on Monday? Are you going to be joining us? Are you going to be at work?
Well, if it's on Monday, probably I'll be at work around 6 p.m. still. I hope not, but Monday is always a busy day, so I think I'm not gonna make it.
Yeah.
But if I do, I will probably not join the show, but maybe
Just
look
chill
at
out
it.
watching it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, what do I expect? I think they will give like a throwback of the 20 years of Xbox.
Yeah.
Also, like you said, probably starting off also with Halo, because yeah, it was basically one of the first big games on Xbox. So I think like what Vincent also said is that probably they will like make some kind of story for the last 20 years, give some highlights and that kind of stuff. But I think that's one of the things that I like to see about this show, because it's a 20 years anniversary. So, and it would be pretty cool if they add like things with the design labs, the things that you told. But what I really like to see probably with the design labs, and that's the thing that Tamara came up with, is that maybe add your own logo, you know, like add like an
add your own
image to your controller.
Yeah.
So, and that will be pretty nice if they can fix that, you know. So
I mean, it's to be fair, it is a possibility. It depends on, obviously. I couldn't see why they wouldn't be able to do that. It would take a little bit of investment, but it is a really good idea. Being able to upload your own image onto there, of course, all they would have to do is go through a little verification to make sure the image is not expletive or doesn't have any kind of racist stuff on or sexual stuff or anything like that. They do some basic checks, and they should be able to allow pretty much anything on there as well. That would be a really good idea. Yeah, that's a really good idea.
So yeah, that basically surprised me, you know, like maybe you get some gameplays or maybe some unknown DLC for a game that you don't expect,
DLC
you know,
is a
like
good one,
that kind of things.
Yeah.
So my expectations are not really high, but who knows, you know, like
we know.
Yeah, but you know, like I can say, you know, I want this, and then you don't have it, you know, and then you're like disappointed, and so just surprise me, and yeah, we'll see.
That must be something you want, Pat. Come on.
No, I have everything I got. I got everything that I have.
What are you punk ass?
That must be something you wished that would be coming.
No, not for now. I'm happy. I'm happy with what I have now. You know, like the games that I'm playing. So
No, I don't believe you.
Why not?
PUBG, you want PUBG, Pat?
No, PUBG.
Series
But,
one
hey
PUBG,
guys,
motherfucker.
hey, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. PUBG is off the radar for now. Probably will be
Oh.
for a long time.
Oh.
Fuck off, mate. You were
Oh.
shouting at me
Forza.
that I deleted
Forza
this from
and
my
Halo.
Xbox.
Whoa, but I didn't delete it.
But
So
you.
yeah, man.
You-
sorry,
you-
guys, but
PUBG to
No,
the moon, to
no,
the moon.
that-
PUBG
you can't do
to
that.
the moon.
you can do that, man. Because you didn't like it when I deleted it from my Xbox.
Definitely gonna play.
yeah, but like it's with Forza Horizon 5 now out. No, it's
And Halo.
there's no
And
time. There's no
Halo.
time for PUBG,
Halo
and
time.
of
Halo,
course
yeah.
Halo is coming.
Exactly,
so
Drew.
yeah, that's it's gonna be a struggle to see what do I want to play, but you know.
It's a good decision to have.
Oh,
But
both?
no, I have nothing
Both?
like specifically that I want. So
Sweet.
just
You
be a
got to
surprise
the
for me,
moon.
you know.
One thing. One thing.
So if that happens, I throw all the windows out there. Really.
One thing I want
Fucking hell.
to finish the show on is a question that I'm going to put to all of you. And that is really
Yes.
just before this show on Monday, celebrating Xbox's 20th anniversary. But the vast majority of us have played or have played games ranging all the way back to the OG Xbox. What have your... I'm going to start with Vin this time around. Vin, what has been your highlight of 20 years of Xbox? What is one of the biggest things that stood out to you and that you've enjoyed the most? What stands out to you?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Yeah. That's a tough one.
Yeah, what do you
Oh.
want? What are you thinking about? Tell us.
Oh,
I know there's something.
If
Ninja Mom, Caravan.
that's really hard.
Ninja Mom and the Caravan.
I've been there from the start.
What's your fondest memory then of Xbox over the last 20 years? The fondest, the thing that, when you think Xbox, the thing that stands out in your mind.
Oh my god, there's so many.
Me.
Yeah, you guys, all the friends I
Exactly,
made,
community.
the community, the Halo is the Gears of War series. With with Dominic in Gears 2 and 3, and Jesus Christ, there was this game on the OG Xbox. Death Row.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
For fuck's sakes.
The sports game where you also had to fight each other.
Yeah.
There's so many things, man. It's what stands out most. The 360 generation with the Kinect, that was awesome. Lost Odyssey, Blue Dragon, the RPGs, all the Sega games on the OG Xbox, Outrun 2, Sega GT, Otogi, Jet Set Radio, Crazy Taxi. Fuck. What sense of if I'm gonna mention one thing, it's continue where Dreamcast left. That's my one thing then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I can pick only one thing,
It was the spiritual successor, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna keep it at that then, because there's so many things, and especially lately with you guys, I'm joining this fucking podcast, and the fun we have in the with gaming with the community, with Xbox Mick, Paul, Marion, Salty, I don't even know, Emil, of course, all the others. But if I can only mention one thing, it's that it's a spiritual successor of the Dreamcast. Then
Yeah. Awesome stuff.
that's for me. Then I think.
Awesome. Same. By the way, this question, put it out to the chat as well before we also mention our highlights over the last 20 years. But what is your chat? This is to you as well. What is your highlight of the last 20 years of Xbox? What is your favorite, fondest memory of Xbox over these last 20 years? If you're old enough to go back the full generation, of course. But even if you're not, the years that you've played on Xbox, what has been your fondest memory to date? Forza Erwin, what's the key?
Forza
what is
Erwin, racing from home.
the key highlight for you, or even highlights for you for the last 20 years?
it was really a tough question. I heard Vincent was struggling to answer because
Yeah.
there are so many freaking good memories
Yeah.
as well.
Sorry.
But it all started, with that freaking Halo.
Yeah.
You know, it for me. I liked the Dreamcast a lot. I felt really bad when they stopped it.
Yeah, same for me.
And like you mentioned that you go into the store and then you see the fucking Xbox. I know where I bought it. I bought it in Rijswijk in the Netherlands, in the region South Holland. Was so super nice, with the Sega GT bundle. I bought it also.
Oh yeah.
But playing Halo, and that's, let's say, that semi-open world feeling that you had, and also the multiplayer, which I played with Barry, who I know almost my whole life now. Playing the multiplayer rockets, towards each other.
The pony.
Was Pony Barry was so freaking amazing. That was really, really, really nice because it got me into the generation or into Xbox. But with the 360, things really kicked off. Getting the machine, also was something really else. Was all sold out. We went to a store called the Macro, a big warehouse where you can only enter middle of the night with a gold card. So I arranged the gold card from a friend of mine. We were there before opening time, and we saw people already lining up in front of the building, and we were inside with the box, like, "Haha, we got it!" so that was freaking amazing. But also FanFest for me, man. I've been to every FanFest from the start, meeting some people from the team. Where some of them I can actually call friends. Went out with a couple of them in the Netherlands when they were here. Went out for dinner with the wives as well, and having so many special memories from that as well. When they were so approachable and so just likable as a person, really a lot of empathy and etc. That's for me. That's always something very special for me, and especially when I was a little kid. When you had the internet, I went every day looking for game news. Every single freaking day, I went to IGN, Nintendo. I don't know which sites I all visited, but all looking for game news. And then looking to that game news, I of course also saw Xbox and the people behind Xbox. And I practically met everyone in the team that was still working, of course, then at Xbox. I met them, so it's actually seeing or meeting my, not my heroes or whatever, but all the people that you look up to into the business, and then being very approachable, and also meeting, because of FanFest, also meeting a lot of new friends actually over the years. Same as we met Drew also at XO19, for example, right? Meeting each other physically
for the first
was
time,
so freaking nice. For the first, right. So that's such and that's also connecting people, right? That is freaking amazing. But Project Gotham Racing 3, for example, really was the game for me that I always felt I was fast in racing games, and that really showed my let's say my skills in racing games, and really finding the pleasure of being really in the top 50 all the time. First racing clan I was in, made friends with that as well, went to the Dutch National Championships with those guys as well. And man, there's so many good memories over the years. But I think, last I was thinking about the name Party Chat. It's a real party, right? Especially if we look at the last couple of weeks. Freaking hell, it's a madhouse. Some people go crazy about it, but that's how it is. But we laugh about it. It's all banter and jokes. So Xbox in general is just close to the chest. I actually proposed with an Xbox controller. I was the first one who made a proposal with an Xbox controller. The design lab was not available in the Netherlands. I got it from someone in the team as well, who sent it to me with my with the text on it. Mandy, would you marry me? So always Xbox is very close to the chest, and of course all the freaking racing games over those years that give me so much fun and pleasure, man. I'm thankful for all those great experiences. Yeah, it's wonderful.
Still, she said yes.
Yeah. We're actually gonna marry the next year, the 3rd of June.
Nice.
So yeah.
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. I'll
So
try
expect an invitation, Vinny boy.
to have to get some time off.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to come, then you are invited. If you don't come, you're not invited.
You need some bridesmaids? I've got 2.
Right?
No, he is a
Bridesmaids.
bridesmaid.
I thought
Yeah.
you were gonna put on a
Vin-
dress, and I
yeah,
thought
Vin's a
salty princess.
bridesmaid. Yeah.
Salty princess.
Oh yeah. If you want me in a dress here, I don't care. I do it.
I know you
crazy
will.
enough to
I'm
do
ready
it.
to get
You
a big
crazy,
dress.
you crazy asses. You crazy asses.
I don't care. You know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, my family and my older friends don't know you, so they think like, "What the hell is that for a crazy dude?"
Yeah, you know.
But you will be invited, Finn. Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
Of course I come. You know. You know I come.
Yes.
And Drew
Yeah,
better
I
be
know.
there.
Yeah, I'll come.
Well, if Drew really wants to come the 3rd of June, then I need to put some people on the guest list extra. So if you want, let me know, mate.
yeah,
if you're available.
I've known you long enough. Of course, I'm going to come and celebrate with you, even if I just
Wait,
come to the
you know-
nighttime
Good.
do.
We
Yeah,
spoke
no
about
problem.
Friday, Erwin. He can fit in the hand luggage of Xbox Mick when he comes.
Yeah. I don't even have to pay for a flight. I can just jump in the luggage.
True,
it's
yeah.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. He's the size of so big as my shoe. So
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. You don't have to write an invitation. I'll just sit in your pocket.
oh shit! But man, I love you, little brother.
Yeah, you as well.
sure.
You as well.
What's your favorite moment then, Drew?
Mine, I've got a couple, much like Erwin has, but my standouts, 3 major standouts for me is, of course, Halo, the launch of Halo and the console itself. But playing, the thing that stood out for me was playing that Halo couch co-op. Playing the thing all the way through, like literally, like as young kids, just all weekend playing the Halo game, and then when we finished the campaign, we'd go on to the multiplayer and would just shoot each other on Blood Gulch across the map for hours on end. Yeah, that stands out for me for the Xbox One, for 360, Gears of War. I used to play an unhealthy amount of Gears of War multiplayer. We used to play 2v2 we met these 2 random guys, and don't speak to them now. They're still on my friends list though. Haven't seen them online for a long time, so I doubt the game anymore. But we used to play against these other 2 guys, me and my friend, and every night would end up a 2v2 on Gears. And it was just absolutely awesome. It used to be so much fun. And eventually, of course,
only.
Yeah, it was just awesome. Just shotguns only on the map. Yeah, it was just so much fun. But then that's when the community started to build up for me. The Xbox community, all these different friends would meet on different things, and it was just absolutely awesome. The Xbox One generation, believe it or not, wasn't one of the highlights for me as a whole. There's nothing, unfortunately, that stands out for me from last gen as a big one.
Sea of Thieves?
I mean, yes, but Sea of Thieves is like a cross-generational game that's still going to this day. I love it, but what I loved more is what carried on from the 360, and that was the community. So the more that we got to the end of this generation, the more that community started to grow even more. And of course, that's when we created this show and the tail end of last gen back in June, and then how much the community's grown since then as well, not just for us and the people that watch us every week, but obviously our friends and the people that we game with every week, and everyone's other friends, and then meeting their friends, and so on and so forth, and everyone just mixing together. And that's what gaming is about. It's about people just making new friends and being able to play the games together and meeting new people and just enjoying the hobby that we love. That's the third thing that for me that stood out. So first of all, Halo, its original launch, co-op, and then obviously couch multiplayer. Then it was Gears, cemented to 360 and playing that online multiplayer in the community there. And then of course the third one for me was simply the community. Absolutely awesome. That's my key highlights from 20 years of Xbox. Patch, yeah. What about you,
Yep.
brother? What's your highlights?
Well,
PUBG.
I've been playing since the 360
Yeah,
360 days,
yeah.
and it all started with
You didn't
Modern
have an OG
Warfare 2.
Xbox, Pat?
No, I didn't.
Why not?
Ooh.
Because back in those days, I didn't game that much on console. I had a PC.
Oh,
So yeah, I started with the 360 with the Modern Warfare 2 days, and that
Oh,
was
wow. Yeah.
absolutely
Oh,
nuts
yeah, I
in the
forgot
game
that.
chat
I
and
forgot
Yeah.
that.
in the lobby.
Oh.
Yes, it was.
Holy
that was-
shit.
That was my start of my like gaming experience. Like
Yeah.
it was nuts, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I met so many people through Modern Warfare, and yeah, in the years after, played most of the time shooting games, and then of course PUBG, as you guys know. I met you, Drew, I think, also on PUBG.
Yes.
You were
really?
playing with, I think you were playing with
Me.
Fate or
Fatal.
Enigma
Yeah, Fatal.
Yeah.
Who else? Metaphorical.
and Hardcore,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. So yeah, and since then, from that moment, I of course also Perepluk. He was one of my colleagues at work.
Yeah.
We started talking a little bit about gaming and stuff, and he told me that he was playing on Xbox, and that's also how I met Erwin through Xbox. So yeah, like uh, getting to know each other and that kind of stuff. That does it for me. Like that's I think the best moment of my gaming experience in all these years. Like getting to know so many great people and
Yeah.
having so much fun and laugh with each other. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's insane.
There's been some really
Yeah.
crazy nights playing games over the last few years. There's been some.
It is.
Even
It
just
is.
even thinking back to some of the nights. Obviously, we had the silly night on Friday with Forza, but then you go back to the Halo Infinite flight the other month.
Yeah.
That was insane.
Oh shit. It's on your channel as well.
It is, yeah.
Normally I don't like to hear myself talking, but I was actually laughing about myself. I was freaking insane.
Well, it's just nights like that, and we've had so many of them as
Oh,
well.
shit.
Again, when PUBG, when everybody still really liked PUBG, and we had so many good nights on that as well.
Yeah.
Oh man, PUBG, man.
With the
Pat, do
flick
you
in the-
remember the first day? Do you remember
flick in
the
the game.
first day that we played freaking PUBG? With MWMU and with Barry. The first time in squads, holy shit! And I get the fucking chicken dinner, man. I know that if I still play this game, the last 10, let's say, that is a feeling that none of all other games I played that PUBG gave me. The last
the
10, let's
adrenaline.
say.
Agree.
Oh, the adrenaline rush that you get from that game is just something else, dude. There's nothing, no game can give you that feeling. No.
No, agreed.
Mhm.
Agreed completely. There isn't.
No.
When you get down to that final 10, nothing comes close.
So,
And I've played all the battle royales, and none of them make you feel that way. The only one that makes you feel
No.
that way is PUBG, because it's so
Yeah,
tense.
it's
so
insane.
tense.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been and that's what I'm looking forward to going forward. And the great thing about this generation so far is I've got the feel, and a lot of people have said it, but I've got the feeling of the 360 days again now. Like just
Yeah.
having fun and party chats again and jumping in with people and meeting new people and just playing games and enjoying games again. And that's a feeling that we haven't really had properly since back in the 360 days. And now it's really starting to ramp up again. And just how well the platform's doing as well now has given me the same kind of feeling across the board. And I've met some...
Yes.
Don't you also have the feeling that there's more people coming back to Xbox now?
Yeah. And I think the community's getting better, and I think, obviously, if you're taking Twitter out of it and you're just talking about the people that we're meeting on Xbox and things like that, and by Twitter I mean not the community that we've built on there. I mean like the fanboys and the extremists. I mean kind of just the core actual gamers on there. I think that's getting better. than it was. It's been able to connect more people. It's just insane. Before we wrap up, and I know Pat wants to jump out in a sec. Before we wrap up, I want to read out a couple of the comments as well from the chat from their key moments here. So some awesome ones.
Okay.
Shizno Elite, first of all. My favorite Xbox memory would be playing campaign and MP Halo games with my son and daughter. I've played all of the Halo games except Halo 5, or with them except for Halo 5. I know they didn't. They didn't put a because they didn't have a couch co-op for Halo 5. It was online only.
Oh, was that the thing?
Yep. Which is really weird. Yeah. So that's awesome to hear. That's awesome stuff, Sean. With an awesome one here. I've said this before, but the community is the best thing about Xbox. Lost both parents in 2020. Of course, very sorry to hear about that, Sean.
Oh shit.
And last year was the year that I leaned most on gaming. Discovered the community, and guys like you saved me.
Oh, that's awesome,
Man, that's heartbreaking.
Sorry for your loss, Sean.
I'm sorry.
That's
Even got a game with Dutch, which was awesome. Obviously, shout out to you as well, Sean. Much appreciated that, because that's the stuff that we try to do, and obviously, if we can help anybody, and if this stuff just us having a laugh and talking games and getting people out of their kind of moments, getting people out of it for a second, just to sit back and chat with friends, helps them relax and helps them get out of it. That means the world to us.
Exactly.
Same thing. I mean, it's the sentiment is echoed from the kind of a few other people as well. Parent Plux is exactly the same thing. Meeting Erwin and Pat for the first time, obviously through work and then gaming and so on and so forth. So the community again there. Shizno again echoes that same thing. Agreed, the community is definitely one of the best things about Xbox. Feels like that was the Xbox intention even way back on the OG Xbox. But yeah, and that's really across the board. That's what everyone is saying. It is the community that really steps up there. Doom Reaper. I remember playing Halo 2 with my buddy online, and the controllers broke during the match, and we lost 50-49. That's unlucky.
Oh shit! And that you remember for your life.
yeah.
Conquer Live and Reloaded was one of the favorite games from last gen. From that generation, sorry, that was Amblix that said that. Drunken Rock Band was Chris from 1 Hour One Decision.
Yeah, quite.
We've all had a lot of Drunken Rock Band and the Guitar Hero nights over the years. I've done that one before as well. Yeah, it's nice. The community. Obviously, everybody here, and I think the Xbox community as a whole completely agrees. Community is what makes us. The Xbox community has been absolutely awesome, and obviously the community that we've got around us as well is second to none. We love you all. It's absolutely awesome you're here, and obviously going forward into this new generation of Xbox and beyond, obviously we want that community to keep growing and just get that feeling back that we've continued to have over this last year, and what we did have back on 360. So massive shout out to everybody, and thank you to everybody who's joined us this evening for this awesome little roundup show. Again, massive shout out to you. Huge shout out to my awesome panel as usual: Forza Erwin, Patya, Vin, and Archimedes. Yeah. Tips hat to Forza Horizon for giving Forza Erwin a new name.
Forza Erwin, I love it. Maybe I should change my Twitter handle.
Yep, Forza Erwin. But yeah, massive shout out to you lot. Of course, I'll let people know where to find me first, and then I'll give the outros to everybody else. Of course, we potentially will be streaming this game. We will be streaming Forza Horizon at some point over the weekend, of course, probably in a party as usual, and it'll probably be mad as usual. What I want to reach out to everybody and say is, if you ever see us online in a party and we're just sitting there playing a game, do not hesitate to just jump in and join us. Don't feel like you can't do that. The parties are usually open if we're sitting there playing a game. As a group of us, the likelihood is that party's probably pretty loud. we're all laughing and shouting and having fun. So just jump in and have fun. We're
Prepared.
Yeah,
Be prepared.
be prepared. It can get wild. But yeah, jump in, enjoy. Everybody is welcome. Let's just have fun and enjoy gaming. Of course, we'll also be covering the Xbox 20 anniversary show on Monday, of course, with Gen C and Xbox Mick joining as the panel members for that one. And we will be doing the unboxings for several new things on the channel as well. So the Halo Infinite the Halo Infinite Elite Series 2 controller, the Halo Infinite Limited Edition Series X, and the Xbox 20 anniversary controller as well. Will all also be there. But yes, please, if you haven't already, please make sure you drop a like, you share, and subscribe. Let's get the panel out of here. First of all, Vinny boy, if you let people know where they can find you and what you're going to be up to over the next few days.
Well, first of all, I want to thank the chat. It was amazing. You lots of good comments, lots of love, and also some sad stories. But I hope we can cheer you up a bit. You can find me basically everywhere as Hertog Vin X on PlayStation, Xbox, Twitter, Instagram, OnlyFans, Pornhub, you name it. I will be continuing The Last of Us 2 on Twitch and Forza Horizon 5, of course. I'm really addicted to that. You can and I'll probably be doing Scarlet Nexus because I was also playing Scarlet Nexus and I didn't finish it yet, so I'm gonna continue that as well. I think that's about it. Where you can find me. I won't be there Monday, Drew, because like Erwin said, I will be eating.
Yeah.
At 6 p.m. I will be eating, and I have, I think, a soccer match at 7 p.m. Dutch time.
Yeah.
So I don't think I will be able to join. I'm sorry.
No, it's alright. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. It's at a weird time again. I don't know what Xbox's crack's been lately at putting these events on like really strange times. Like the Halo event when they announced that, it was like, oh, it's midday. Why are you launching the trailer for the campaign in the middle of the day?
Ridiculous.
If I remember correctly, next week, because the rescheduling at my work, I won't be there. But Chris is gonna be back. But I think, if I'm right, I'm not.
You're not there, or you are there?
No, I'm not there.
Okay.
I think I'm not there. So, because I'm going to the other team, at my work. So, but yeah, you can basically find me anywhere, everywhere I just mentioned: Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Xbox, PlayStation. Feel free to add me. Feel free to join the party, as Drew said. It's I'm usually with Erwin, Emil, Drewski, and the Xbox Mick. Paul, you name them all.
Yeah.
We had so much fun this weekend, so please feel free
welcome.
to join.
Yeah, just jump in.
Everyone is welcome. So, add me over there.
Awesome stuff. Forza Erwin! You let people know where they can find you, brother.
Yes.
And what you're going to do.
Yeah, I don't want to say much. Besides, I just want to give a special shout out to Sean. Really touched my heart, to be fair.
Yeah.
So that's really impressive. So I want to give major shout out and love to him. Very special to hear. So that's all what I wanted to say in the end for me. So peace out, Sean.
Yeah, awesome. And last but not least, Pat, your brother, let people know where they can find you and what you're going to be up to.
You guys can find me, of course, on Twitch, Twitter, the social medias that I use. Of course, also the Midweek Mix-Up podcast Instagram channel. Posting there some of the stuff
for the longest time I had
share.
no idea who was running that.
Yeah, it's me. Gonna stream, of course, Forza Horizon 5 the upcoming days. Also gonna take a little bit of rest because of work is busy. So yeah, not doing that much, but yeah, like the other guys also said, feel free to join the party and let's have some fun gaming, guys.
Yeah.
And of course, big shout out to everybody in the chat. Thanks for stopping by. And yeah, man.
Awesome.
Where
Much
can we
love.
find you, Drew?
You can find me on Twitter at WandrinDutch as usual, Vin. And of course, you can find me usually when I can. I'll be ensuring that all of our let's not get into that.
On this channel?
You spilled
On
something.
this
You can
channel?
find me on this channel right here. Yeah, on this channel right here. But also when our Twitch collective guys are on Twitch, that includes, of course, our own panel members, Vin and Forza Erwin. When they're Twitch streaming, we do have a channel that restreams everything. So it's the Twitch collective channel. Obviously, Pat is the head of our Twitch collective creators and streamers. So he looks after themselves. But, of course, we have that as well. So that's the Midweek Mix-Up Collective over on Twitch. So if you ever want to see who else is streaming when we're not, they auto-host. And if they don't automatically do that, I make sure to go in and host all of these channels as well when they're streaming. So you can find anybody literally at pretty much all hours of the day doing something for the group and for our community. But thank you to everybody in chat once more. I hope you have an awesome night. Of course, I will see you on Monday for the 20th anniversary show. And the rest of the guys, of course, will be joining us back here on Wednesday, apart from Vinny Boy, who's at work, unfortunately.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. But, of course, we'll be joined again by Chris next week after a long hiatus due to work commitments. He's back again, so we will have the vast majority back. Shom might be back as well next week. Shout out to him as well. Obviously, losing a family pet is never a nice thing, especially when it's you've had it for so long.
So long, yeah.
Yeah, so it's shout out to him, and obviously hope he's feeling a little bit better in himself. And hope to see him back in the group soon. But have an awesome night, everybody. Please, of course, before you go out, if you haven't already, please drop a like, share, and subscribe. Thank you again once more. Hope you have an awesome night, and see you again next time.
See you guys later, man.
Later.